Live from the Macaroni Mansion, located in historic South Philadelphia, Vinnie Paz presents the Broad Street Breakdown, featuring the OG Gavin, Sicko, Professor Pablo, with tonight's special guest, Who's Worse? Musical guest, Dear Vin, from the San Diego Zoo, Biz Talk, and me, your announcer, Dick Butternuts.
Holy man. That's what you call backed up. Pablo doesn't have any outlet.
No outlet.
For his insanity.
I saw the note.
I hate when you look.
Dick Butternuts.
You saw Dick Butternuts?
I wasn't sure if he was going to get through the whole thing because he had Dick Butternuts.
Oh, because you thought he was going to pop
on
himself?
the brain, yeah.
Oh, you're saying he was going to crack up thinking of
Yes.
Dick Butternuts
Yeah.
and not even get the other shit out.
Dick's a pro.
Thank you, Dick.
Yes. You don't go through your whole life with the last name Butternuts.
Wait till I say Dick Butternuts. It's going to be great.
He was fucking sparked up about that line sinse he came up with
Tuesday,
it.
yeah,
Is
last
that what-
Tuesday.
All right. Last
Tuesday, Butternuts came into my brain.
Jesus. Butternuts came into my brain. Fucking hell, man.
And I guess with that, we're back.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Sicko?
Well, very well, very well.
You're doing very well?
Yeah, very well. You know,
I'm not mad at it. I've never heard
it's
that.
my new PMA. I'm trying to be positive.
You stealing my PMAs, baby?
We'll change that with this show.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll take about 15 minutes. I had a nice lunch with your friend yesterday, your buddy Stoupe.
How did that happen?
Oh, it's a scene, man. It's a scene.
Was it planned?
Yeah. Me and Stoupe had some business to conduct.
Fucking imagine what that fucking means.
Better you than me.
You'll hear about it. It was good. It was a good time.
God. I'm sorry. I just I started thinking of that meeting.
It was surprisingly fun and lots of laughs, lots of remembrances, and it was a good time.
Pablo, what are the chances I paid for that meal?
You did not. I paid for that meal without a reimbursement.
Yeah,
Heart attack.
Professor Pablo almost took a heart attack.
Now,
just then.
granted, we had lunch at the Marcos at fucking Delco, but, you know, I got that bill.
Early bird special.
Shit, yeah. Lunchtime special.
They got good pies there.
Gave Stoupe a couple had 2 treat beers. He was feeling all right.
Was it?
Yeah.
DeMarco's, shout out Cheek Love.
Yes.
Family member,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sihik.
The little girl that was bartending, she was vibing on Stoupe.
Was she?
It was such a scene. Yeah, it was a good time.
A scene?
Oh.
A bloodbath?
Yeah, it was a bloodbath.
Whatever.
He's cute, charming, and then once they talk to him, they fucking run as far as they can't run fast enough.
Nah, she liked him. Let's just say that the meeting ended with a tentative plan of Stoupe and I driving out to California. So do what you will with that, but that's the plan right now.
It's fucking lunacy, but it's not a huge leap that 2 retards who won't get on a plane,
Right.
And the main retard needs a road buddy,
Right? I'm all about it. Road trip movie.
and me seeing how quickly it will dissolve into.
What state do you think she'll get kicked out of the car?
Why am I getting kicked out of the car? How do you know he won't get kicked out the car?
Look, you're posing a question. Who would turn on who first?
Now we have
OG?
a topic.
You went to kindergarten with Stu.
I did.
You like him very much.
I do.
As he likes you. There's no question as to who's more annoying. I mean, let's just get that out of the way. But that's not the
For the fans, who is that answer?
Come on. Even they know.
no. But
Sicko!
that it wasn't even a jab because there's so much more involved
Exactly.
with what's going on in that type of trip.
How much baggage
OG,
is being brought along.
you've been in bands your whole life. You've done shows, tours. There's people that you thought you were coolest with, who you want to stab first, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you line it up realistically, if I've toured, in counting other acts, but I mean acts that have actually toured with me, not someone I just meet at the venue, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like in our caravan, in our tour bus, or driving alongside of it. Let's say my number is up to like 12 to 15 people. There's probably 2 of them that I didn't almost swing on, and some of them I did. But you know what I'm saying? It might really only might be Crip and Planet, the dudes who I never like. You know what I'm saying? Me and Crip would bump heads, but it was always be on some dumb shit. Because Crip would get obsessed with, he hates boxes for the merch. Like, so say we have like 6 boxes of merch and we sell mad merch. It would make him insane if there was like 2 shirts in a box. So I'd like come out and there would just be flying boxes and cursing. And I'd be like, yo, man, like settle down. Why is this affecting your day? You know what I'm saying? Like what directly? It's in the back of the tour bus, so you don't visually see it. You know what I mean? Because I can be bothered by visual shit. Like, yo, can you move that thing? Because it's making me
Like if
crazy.
they're in your hotel room.
Yeah. Or, bro, like, say there's mad miles to drive on the GPS. I used to put a piece of tape over top of it so I wouldn't know.
Can't watch it.
You know, because that's where your eyes go, bro. Like if you stay awake.
I would do the same thing. Like I used to work in a warehouse. I would do the same thing with all the
clocks.
in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Basically, what started happening was in those early days, it was comprised of vehicles where like they weren't set up for you to sleep. So if I'm sitting up, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't sleep sitting up. You know what I'm saying? Unless I ate a bunch of pills on a plane on a really long flight, then maybe. But in a car, I'm like, fuck it. Pablo always nominated me best shotgun because I never would fall asleep, and I'd keep music loud and keep the temperature right where you wouldn't knock out in the car. You know what I mean? But my eyes would always either glaze to the glare at the clock or how much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I would just come out to the van in the morning, whatever, hungover, and just see the van and then see a flying box and then hear, maybe cursing in Spanish or something. Funny. And I can't even say it. If you can't get along with Planet, you're one of those people where I'm like, if you don't like that guy, you're certified asshole.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's like Planet, Jan, and my brother. Like if you have heat with those people,
Yeah, he's cool as a cucumber.
yeah, and he don't get vexed.
Yeah.
If there's anything like, sometimes I get aggravated that he doesn't get vexed. So yeah, I don't know. So if you were to travel, forget California. If you were to travel to Boston with him, it just has to be filmed.
Yeah, with like all the gimmicks where they have all the GoPros in the car.
Yeah.
That's a fucking like we're paying for that.
Yeah,
that's a must.
I'll have that car set up. Pop-Up's car.
Yeah.
Like you and I will pick his car up, take it to whatever then people pit in gimmicks.
Yeah,
like, now it's like the rim places, like it's rims, it's
sound of fucking Philly or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll have an Armenian and fucking Market Street.
Yes,
have that
buddy.
thing.
There's a place to
hey, buddy.
Yeah, hey, buddy. I'll give you
There's a
5
place
cameras.
right over there.
Yeah, see?
The worst part's going to be
Gavin's pointing to
the
corner of South Philly.
The worst part is that they both drive like 30 miles an hour, so they're going to get there in like 2 weeks.
Hey, there ain't no rush. We're getting to know each other.
Wait, say that's... Wait. Start that over
They
again.
both drive so slow.
For those who don't know, I call Stoupe Pup, because people call their grandfather Pup because we were fucking on this one tour, and I think Blanche from the Golden Girls did like 90 passengers. This motherfucker,
Pop for Blanche.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know who drives slower on a fucking highway.
Jan's bad.
Yo, man, and it's like you start saying something, and you get into that. Well, why don't you drive shit? I'm like, well, I will, and I do 100 everywhere, and when I do, I don't want to hear y'all saying anything because I road rage, like the whole fucking 9. I one time I drove one of the whips from Philly to New York, quick ride, right? I'm like, we're getting there, and like, you know what I mean? And everyone was just.
Didn't you make it there in like 65 minutes or something like that?
I made it home. I made it from.
Were you spotting dimes and raccoons?
Yeah, I was. I was spotting dimes, baby. I made it home from the wetlands to my front door in like 78 minutes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
One time.
See, I'm not in that much of a hurry. We got time. We ain't in no rush.
Sicko literally has nowhere to be.
I know.
But you're leaving out that he is with Stoupe.
In the
car.
a confined car, nowhere to go.
Nowhere
Nowhere to go. Well, they could talk Phillies for a while.
Bro, let me tell you something. My brother had to drive with Papa across the country.
Okay,
Because Stoupe, to people that don't know, Stoupe doesn't fly.
he's
I'm
B.A.
like,
Brackus.
yes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I forgot you don't fly. I guess y'all are driving. And my brother was doing merch. So we're like, you got to drive with Papa. Peace of the Middle East. I'm getting on a plane. I'll be there in 3 hours. Y'all will be there in 3.5 days.
3 days.
So I think I flew from wherever we were at, let's say maybe Boston. Yeah. We flew from Boston to Denver. So I was lamping in Boston, Denver for like 3 days. It was right when the weed shit got legalized or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, we were chilling, man. We found like, like microbreweries, good restaurants, all that. IPAs.
I don't do the flying either. We're perfect for each other. Me and Stoupe, open road.
So my brother said the same thing you just said. Like, we both love the Phillies. I'm like, you'll see how quick that goes.
We have plenty to talk about, Stoupe and I. Plenty.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna make noise, make noise.
And how long did Lenny last? Pittsburgh?
Well, it was from Boston, so I don't know which direction you would go. What's west of Boston?
You probably
You're going from Boston, and you're going west across the whole country.
Across the whole New York State, probably.
He might not have made it out of Massachusetts before they were done. They said they had a good time. I mean, I don't know what that means.
Well, there's beauty in being so comfortable with someone that you could have that comfortable silence.
Well, I said, could y'all do the comfortable silence? And my brother is a yacaron. For those that don't know, it means he talks a lot. So Stoupe probably was like, fuck, I just want to not talk. And my brother don't do that gimmick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there were times where there was awkward silence. And every time Stoupe fell asleep, my brother was snapping pics of him and sending them to us via text. I didn't put them on blast and put them on social media or anything, but I got them.
See, I wouldn't do that.
I think Stoupe was probably maybe try to pump fake him and make him think he was asleep just so he wouldn't fucking talk. And then pit on the music and get a cool couple hours of silence from my brother being a yacaron. But I mean that drive is 3 days with a motherfucker you like is rough. So the question presented is, who quits first? Who taps?
Well, so there's only one option, really. Stoupe's the only one that has means of departing. Like, Sicko gonna get out of the car in Wyoming?
Yes.
What the fuck's he gonna do?
Call an Uber.
Take a train.
He's gonna fucking thumb it? Who's picking him up on the thumb?
Treason.
With what money?
Uber Gary, pick him up.
That's true. He's West Coast, though. Well, now he's East Coast, but
I got a job. I can afford a train ticket.
you can afford a train ticket.
I can afford a train ticket.
I believe he can afford a train ticket.
Now it gets interesting. Now it's getting interesting.
Now I firmly believe Cole had.
Hey, excuse me, can you cough into the mic a little bit?
I'm choking on this.
He's fucking opening the mint on.
He's had 100 of them already, but this 101 is the one that he's choking on.
101.
Jesus.
So, all right, why does it get interesting?
Because now he has means. He's got leverage.
I can vacate.
I believe he had leverage the whole time.
All
That's
right.
why I'm asking
Okay.
you. Not much, but I mean, a couple clams can get you out of Wyoming.
I think both of them
Would equally
suck it, but they both would just suck it up and be miserable
together.
from Pittsburgh on. Yeah,
Together.
because
I think we'd have a blast. I don't think there'd be misery.
What happens outside of the car when you have to bunk together?
I mean,
And he's asking you if you want toothpaste.
oh, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, then.
But by the way, if I don't sign off on this, it's not happening.
It's got nothing to do with you, pal.
The fucking two
This
of
is
these,
a spiritual journey.
The two of these together, these two don't have a fucking pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So either way, I'm funding this fucking.
When are you doing this?
Oh, there's no time frame. It's whenever.
The answer is never.
Yeah.
You're like Easy Rider.
Pretty much.
That's what he thinks is going to happen. A mix of Easy Rider and the Hunter S gimmick.
He's fucking Peter Fonda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking Henry Fonda.
He's fucking Jane Fonda.
What was the
Nicholson? Christopher Lloyd?
Dennis Hopper?
Yeah. Wasn't he an Easy Rider?
I'm thinking of fucking Back to the Future. I'm picturing Doc, but but in Easy Rider.
Easy Rider?
No, the fucking Sicko knows all the Hunter ass shit. The movie with Depp.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing?
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing?
I actually don't like Hunter Thompson.
It's going to be that. His writing or him?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a goon. I don't care about his writing.
He was a goon, but I'm not a fan.
I can see Stoupe kicking him out of a moving vehicle.
Is that right?
Yes. While it's driving. Tuck and roll.
I disagree.
Is this true, Steve?
No, I think it'll be a fun trip. Fun for all.
Is this true? like he knows. Steve, do you believe Stoupe will kick you out of a moving vehicle?
Do you think Stoupe would do the can you go get cigarettes and then
and do the leave me gimmick?
yeah.
I think he'll do that before he'd be like, yo, get the fuck out.
With the bag and a little note. Sorry, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Pop.
A Dear John, if you will.
Yeah.
Dear Sicko. And then it says nothing. Love, Pop. Then the blank.
No. L.A. that way.
Yeah, and an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, meet you here and an arrow,
Yeah.
just pointing in the
No hard feelings.
pointing westward.
Yeah.
No hard feelings and an arrow.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah,
It's all right. You'll see. We'll have a grand old time.
Gonna see the big ball of twine.
Everything.
Do all the fucking sightseeing. Big dinosaur.
The largest goddamn hole in the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
so yeah, once a year at Crescent Street Tattoo, we do a toy drive, and the Gavin is going to tell you about it because last year went really well, and this year is going even better so far, I think, in terms of where we were at this point last year. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, I think we've gotten past. At this point, we've gotten past where we ended last year.
Word.
So, yeah, when this comes out, you will have 5 days left because it's ending on Saturday the 17th. Because we have to bring the stuff on that Sunday. So last day is the 17th. Tons of people have sent stuff in. We really appreciate that. It's gone really, really well. We're ending it with a party at the shop on Saturday, the 17th. Just hanging out, eating some food, getting some fucking gimmicks. Whatever.
Kubi meatballs, Kubi.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, so, send some shit, come out, hang out.
Meet Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is going to be there. That's it, man. It's starting to wind down. So there's about a week and a half left at this point, which you won't hear. So there'll be 5 days when you do hear this. So
Yeah,
that's that.
And if you find yourself living far away, you still want to donate. Easiest way is probably Amazon.
Yeah,
Send it to the shop.
A lot of
Yeah,
people have
because you
done the
can-
Amazon thing.
Yeah,
you can do like a.
You can
overnight
send,
thing.
you can overnight it, or if you have Amazon Prime, but wherever you're at in the country, it's nothing to sign into your account and have it mailed somewhere else. I do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
Especially when you have Prime, it's there within 2 days. So
a lot of people have done that. Yeah, but make sure you put your name on it. A couple people have forgotten to put their name on it, so I appreciate it. But I don't know who you were for a couple of them. But we've gotten so much stuff that we're keeping track of all the names of everybody who sent shit in, and
yeah,
all
we'll
that
shout y'all
jazz.
out when it's
yeah,
wrapped
for
up.
sure. And
I gave Minions. I'm a Minions mark myself, so
I'm not super hip. Like I know what they are.
Listen,
but my
man.
kids are
Good
they're
time.
past
They're good
that.
time.
listen, right?
You know what I mean?
No, they're
Kids stuff goes through stages.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not super hip. I was more like Blues Clues and
Yeah,
Fucking that Dora.
Dora's still a heavy.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sponge.
But yeah,
fucking
so
dip.
far you got several boxes of toys. It's great.
Yeah, I saw mad stuff there when I was
Yeah,
getting
well,
tattooed.
that's only a part of the stuff we had to start putting in the basement because there was too much stuff.
That's
to
great,
have out.
man.
Yeah, so most of the stuff was in the basement when you guys were up there.
So, yeah, well, since we've been gone, the curse continues whenever we take a break. Micky Fitz passed away. The business, y'all want to build on that? The importance of that band, OG, to you?
I think for me, Mickey sort of transcended that genre a little bit. He became representative of punk rock and that oi culture and that whole English.
Just give a brief synopsis of who they were and that stuff.
They're one of
for people that aren't here.
I'm gonna say their first stuff was about 81. They were what I say when we're having like if me and Sicko, for example, are having a conversation. They're one of the big four of the oi bands that sort of broke through that genre.
Cockspar,
Spar, Rejects,
Foreskins
business.
right.
Sort of transcend that because a lot of that stuff from that time period is I want to say singles based, but like one almost like a one hit kind of thing. Even though a lot of those bands put out records, but they had like off the top of my head I can't think of any, but they would have a really strong fucking single.
Yeah.
But then you get the record and it's not. The
Well,
whole
for
thing.
me, every band you named, what I have is like collections.
Right.
For me,
Well,
you know,
just the fact that
I
those-
love them, but they're basically singles collections compiled on.
Just the fact
something.
that those bands can put out a collection says something because a lot of that stuff was happening so fast, and in such a short period of time, it was very like, compilation and single based.
Sure.
So, yeah, and the business was one of the only ones, besides Spar, I guess, but the business was really the most relevant and stayed the most relevant. They continued to make records. Spar did too, and the Rejects did some albums I don't love later, but they continued to make really good records, and they're one of those few bands that got better as they went on. Those records that they put out in the 90s is fucking incredible shit, man.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that at the tattoo parlor, but when I was saying I like a lot of the later Evil Conduct shit too. You know what I mean? They got better.
They got better for sure.
I guess the reason we'll bring up is because it's rare. Everything usually goes the other way around.
Right, and the business was one of those bands that came over from England, and they did a lot of touring here, and they sort of hooked up with a lot of the New York, punk rock and hardcore bands, and did a lot of touring there. So it's almost crossed over into American hardcore stuff, kind of not so much musically, but culturally.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's for some people it's very separated.
Yeah.
There's some people who are marks for all of it, but some of the younger people might not be as hip to some band from fucking England from 1981.
Yeah.
But the business did a lot of work to sort of make that crossover happen, and they took advantage of the big sort of street punk oi American stuff that was blowing up at the time, like the Dropkicks and whoever.
Yeah.
But there was a period of time where that stuff was fucking happening,
Right.
and the business sort of took advantage of that, knowingly or not, and did tours with those bands and came over here and sort of crossed over in a weird way. And
Mickey sort of had this thing too with the bands that they would bring out on tour. It would be like those what I'm thinking of is Dave Vision and Vision.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't say they're the same generation, but those guys all grew up listening to the business. And like Jeff was just saying, like they were one of the few that would come over to America and tour semi-regularly, and they would take these bands on and became part of like the, I guess the word would be Americanized. Like they were Americanized towards us as like hardcore audiences.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
'Cause it was
yeah.
hardcore shows.
Mickey sort of saw that there wasn't any difference, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And he
Whereas
mentored
a lot of people.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of separate that stuff, you know. And
I mean, I could say that I'm guilty of it. Not, I mean,
yeah, I know they toured a lot with Madball and AF and you know all those bands and
yeah,
Mickey
I was never lucky enough to see them live. You know,
Mickey and Paulie were super tight,
right?
You know, so there was this, you know, and Lars from Rancid produced their sort of comeback record, which there was a period of time where they didn't do a whole lot of recording. I don't know if they were doing shows over there or not.
Yeah, I at that era you're talking about, I just assumed it was done.
Yeah, that I don't know, but I know that the record that they sort of came back with, like he got Lars from Rancid to produce it because I had read somewhere that he liked the production Lars did on the One Dropkicks record. So I think Mickey was always aware he wasn't kind of stuck in his little you know, he wasn't stuck in his time period.
Yeah,
he was very
yeah.
aware of what was happening,
Yeah.
who was happening, what was sounding right,
Yeah.
what he liked and what he didn't, and didn't differentiate. He always was that dude who said, you know, the punk rock thing and the oi thing and the whatever thing, it's all the same fucking thing, really, when you break it down.
Yeah, street shit.
Right.
Well, he seemed to be like an adapt or die type of dude, which I respected because
While still keeping his thing.
oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
But
and
what I
sort
mean,
of became
he
like-
could have been stubborn in terms just like you said with production. He could have been stubborn about that and used the dude from '81.
Sure.
If he wanted to, you
Sure.
know what I mean? But using Lars, who had obviously had tremendous success, and said this might work, is forward thinking, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, not so much that he changed his shit,
And
but
still a legitimate dude. Lars
Yeah,
is still,
yeah.
I mean,
Heavy all day.
whether you want to talk, whether you like Rancid or not, Lars is a fucking legit guy.
yeah, I'm a Rancid Mark all day.
I am as well.
All day.
Pablo no cells.
They've grown on me, but I still not 100%.
Look,
gonna
man.
give in.
Regardless, I mean, I don't know about the other dudes in that band, but Tim and Lars are absolutely legit dudes.
All day.
I don't care if they fucking play in front of 10 million people. They're still fucking legit dudes.
Yeah. What are you singing over there?
It's what he sounds like on every album. It's like smoky breath, like
What's he sound like?
go, you know, fucking lube up your throat or something and take some singing
Wow.
lessons.
Throat, man. What the fuck? Your mind is in the gutter all
That's
the
what
time,
Butternut's
man.
is talking.
I was just gonna say.
That's what
He's got butternuts
Jackie
on the
comes
brain.
home and your mouth turns foul.
Jackie.
It fucking hurt.
Oh, look how swollen they are.
I know. It's your fault.
Did you hurt him, Jackie?
She loved it.
I love Jackie's rosy cheeks. She just came out of the cold. So am I.
Everybody is.
Ah, well, that's great. I'm gonna fucking get sick now.
The sick cast.
Huh?
We don't get sick.
Well,
Vitamin C.
Here we go.
OG
he's
don't
gonna-
get sick.
One of them gimmicks is gonna come in as Whang because of all that vitamin
He's gonna have
C.
fucking the
What's gonna
Stones.
come my way?
Yeah, the
I've had them
Stones.
before.
You're not scared?
No, remember I had one on the podcast.
Yeah, but it wasn't fucking fun, was it?
Did you
I
pay
did
it out?
the podcast.
I didn't say you didn't, but you weren't happy about it.
Vietnam, baby.
All right. I mean, you did do 2 tours.
Come stay away. Come stay away. That
He's besmirching the good name of,
I mean,
of Sticks.
He's been off for a while, so you give him a little leeway.
I just still, as I've told my mom, that he's so tone deaf. I don't even know. I don't know what Rancid song he was attempting to sing.
That's every song that on every
He
fucking
was
album.
trying to do Ruby Soho, I think.
It wasn't even close to
He's
that.
done it before, that's why.
Then he was singing something to Sicko and I the last episode. I don't even know.
Fuck, I can't even remember. I try to erase it from my memory.
Yeah, that's why obviously what happened to me. So with Mickey, I don't even know what happened. But
Throat cancer.
Okay.
He had cancer for years.
Yeah.
Not years, but he's
while.
been sick for a while, and I guess it was just whatever. He
I'm assuming he was in his 60s or late 50s.
He was 50. Fuck, I just read it. I can't remember. He was 50 something though. He wasn't as old as you think.
So he was mega young during those early business records.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
I mean, in his teens, I would assume.
yelling
Yeah,
at me.
that would be the only thing that would make sense. Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Thinking about it, it's not strange. All those, how many dudes? I mean, Freddie was 11 or something.
Yeah, sure.
It's not strange in hardcore punk. So yeah, salute, man. It's
Yeah, that was a rough one.
dude did a lot, contributed a lot to.
I mean, those early business records, man.
If you don't know the later ones, you get them.
I don't. That's
You need to get them.
Yeah.
They're arguably better.
You think?
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty heavy.
Well, I was just telling you before we were on air that I think it's not new, but it's 2010. The newest Leatherface record is their best record.
Yeah, I wasn't hip. I didn't know that they.
What was
had it
that
out.
first record? 88? The one before Fill Your Boots?
That was an EP, wasn't it?
I think it was I don't know. It might have been a record.
I get confused with their stuff for some reason.
I can look.
The timeline's weird for me for them.
But yeah, I mean, that's 28 years. And I think their newest record, man, is heavy duty business.
I gotta fucking get that. I wasn't even aware that it was out.
So yeah, man, that's what this show is basically about counterculture, and Micky Fitz embodied that. I would say.
Huge part of it.
Embracing the culture, teaching about the culture, honoring the culture. So if you ain't hip, this is what we do. We teach you.
All right. I mean, I ain't mad at that.
I'm not mad.
It's surprising.
He just cut a quick promo.
Yeah, it
though.
came out of nowhere, but
out of nowhere.
I mean, we get emails in the mailbags every week. Like, what can I listen to?
Yeah.
This and that. I mean, I don't think I had until I got a dump from you. I don't think I had a business record, so I was rocking out all week to whatever I had in my library.
He also became like sort of an ambassador. I started to say this, but he became one of those representatives, So it's sort of tough when somebody like that is you lose somebody like that because you lose part of the representation.
Yeah, you lose a mouthpiece.
Plus,
that was good
he was super close to a lot of people that we're friends with. He was super close with Paulie, like I said.
Yeah.
He was super close with our boy Dwayne. Dwayne put out their last two singles, Dwayne's label.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Dwayne once called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to Pat's and Gina's. I'm taking Mickey to Pat's and Gina's." And I was in a mood, and I was like, I don't feel like fucking going. And now I regret not going.
Of course.
But
well, we're just racking them up, you and I, by the week.
of course.
Of things we don't do. I mean, the on the heels of ROH that none of us went to, that we had tickets for, it was like we had tickets for Sunday. The Friday was the pay-per-view and was the show of the year, and apparently the rest of the weekend continued that, and we just didn't go. So we can regret that with things that were just keep piling up that we don't do.
Put it cold out.
Yeah, indeed. So I was recording tonight. I was at the studio with Scott Stallone. Walked in, and when we were figuring out what we were going to talk about tonight, Pablo said, "So something, the YouTube thing," and I had no idea what he was referring to. And he
Nor
said,
do I.
"So you don't know what I mean?" I said, "No." He said, "All right, we'll wait for the air." So
Is it time?
I mean,
I'm very
as well.
excited.
I
Very
don't-
excited.
I don't know what's about to happen. Apparently, Gavin was hipped and still doesn't understand what's happening. Pablo's going somewhere and getting something.
Pablo's not the best at explaining things.
All right, I see a box that looks like a box.
It's got the YouTube logo on it.
It's a very nice box. It's a black box with a white YouTube logo. I now see a letter inside of it with the YouTube
Yes.
logo.
This is a
up
letter
top.
from the CEO of YouTube.
Okay.
So this is in appreciation of your Jedi Matrix page
Whoa.
of getting 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, look
you
at
now
that.
get the silver play button. So
Whoa.
I like to present you your silver play button.
I'm not mad at
heavy.
this at all.
I mean,
Prestigious honor. Not everybody gets that. So this is why when you said YouTube contacted Jan, and now you have a liaison for YouTube, and we were
Yes.
getting all this data.
Yes.
I was like, well, wait a minute. That there's something else that goes with that. And I was like, you guys get a play button. And Jan's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was emailing him for like a month, like, get the fucking play button. He's like, I thought you were kidding. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not kidding. They give them out. So Jan contacted the dude. He's like, yeah, just fill out the form and I'll give it to you. So you finally got it last week in the mail.
This is a very nice plaque. JMT Hip Hop, congratulations for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. The little YouTube gimmick underneath it. And the main part of the plaque is, you know, a play button, you know, the little play button gimmick that you hit on the site. It's a silver version of that, but it's actually super nice. Sicko, would you like to look at it?
I would.
So I think there's a gold one and a
after Sicko?
platinum one for like $1 million, and then whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
PewDiePie's
yeah.
got like 2 platinums.
Who?
PewDiePie? You don't know him?
What's he on about, OG?
he knows things.
He does.
That's all.
When I brought that home, my kids were like, "What is that box?" And they're like, "Oh my god, it's had a play button." Before I even opened it, like
Wow.
people know about this
Kids
shit.
know about.
All right.
So when I came in, I asked Jeff's kids.
Did your kids, when he asked them about it, did they say it? Or he just asked them about it?
He asked Xavier. Lyden wasn't listening. Then he knew. He knew right away.
Yeah, he did. Let's get a little. Congratulations, Vin.
That's, you know.
So Jan doesn't want it in the office. I'll definitely take it to my house. We can put it in the parlor. Put it in your house. I definitely think it should be displayed somewhere.
I'd probably go, I put it in my house before your house, but I put it in the parlor before anywhere because of the amount of traffic.
You okay with that, Jeff?
Yes.
Jackie, are you okay with that?
Where's it going? The shop?
Yeah.
What are we asking her for? She just works there.
Wow. Here we go.
You'll see the next time you get tattooed how much I work there.
Yeah.
I like that line.
Big shot. Big shot all of a sudden.
I like that line.
It's cold medicine talking.
That's my line.
Yeah. Take your jacket off. You're home already.
No, I'm sick.
Can we pit it at Jackie's station without her?
Yes.
No, because then she'll put like a spider on it or something. She'll put. See? See?
I can't pit my plaque in your.
Oh, if you say it like that, you can.
I don't think that's very.
You got to
fine.
put like a fucking.
I got a spot for it.
Jordy will let me pit it somewhere.
Wherever you want, Vinny.
Oh!
Hey yo.
Oh, not that.
Holy cow.
This is my 57th mint.
It is.
I like the counting of the mints.
I like that he was like, yo, Vin, I'm hungry as shit, and he's eating mints.
Mints.
Like that's doing anything.
We gotta get through this nonsense. Go get pretzels.
We're basically killing time to the pretzel place.
Yeah, this
opens.
is what the podcast's all about.
It's true.
Shit.
It's true.
I'm fucking starving.
It's a rough wait to get to fucking 2 a.m.
How long has it been since we've aired a live show? A month? 3
This
weeks?
is like before Thanksgiving when we recorded.
14 years.
14 years?
think so.
Exactly.
My beard all grew in better.
Yeah. No, we.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks.
It was definitely before Thanksgiving.
It was 3 weeks ago.
So yeah, I went.
4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago.
I'm not sure if we only stopped because I was leaving or because everyone had shit to do or what it was.
I was sick as shit till like yesterday.
Yeah.
You were leaving. The holiday was coming up.
Yeah.
Things got all muffed up.
Yeah.
Not muffed. I like that.
I do too.
I think it was the high holiday too.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
What
I
is that?
heard it somewhere. I thought that's what it was.
Chaim.
Yeah. Him too. So you got on a plane, huh, Vin?
Yeah, I got on a plane. I was overseas for a minute.
Segue.
I got on a.
You're not good
I
at
was
that.
overseas. Then I came back, and then I was off to L.A. To check in with my man Eamon, because we're working on this project. Y'all know Eamon from the Jedi Records and my solo records. So I was out there with Cody Mack and went to go visit Mark Mahoney, my OG. Showed infinite love as he always does. One of the best guys in the world. Cody's one of the best guys in the world. We went to Lala's for dinner. And Maddie came with us, Cody's daughter.
It's the best.
So yeah, it was me and Cody and Eamon and his wifey and the horned one, aka Jan, aka son of Satan.
AKA the credit card.
Wow.
Yeah, we were not, but yeah, we got some work done as far as this record. But yeah, I went to go see Mark. Mark, thank you so much for the love, man. Always, legendary dude. OG,
What's that? What's the parlor called?
Shamrock Social Club. OG. So I mean, in terms of the tattoo world, like super legendary guy, right? In terms of
Yeah, he's been around forever.
yeah, and
Starting in the 70s.
yeah, he's a
Tattooing
goon.
out,
Boston guy. It's just when you're out in the West Coast, there's just a different the personality change can be jarring sometimes. So when you see Mark and get a big hug from an East Coast dude with a thick Boston accent for that little time period, you know, you feel like at home. And the stories are out the fucking the wazoo. You know, I'm not gonna
Can't even say any.
I can't because his clientele is so famous, and Mark and those people don't want their business being
Sure.
out there for good reason. You know what I'm saying? But greatest dude ever. And then I woke up a couple days ago. He had Lenny Dykstra call my phone and leave me a message.
What?
Nice. Yeah, I'll play it for y'all. We could probably play it on the air as long as because he gave me his phone number. 'Cause he was like, "Yo, we'll hang out when I'm in Philly." So we obviously can't give his phone number. Yo, but he was like, "Yo, I want to do y'all show."
Holy
I wanna
shit.
I don't know if we could have nails on our show and our heads not
No, the
exploding.
Triple X show there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a bloodbath in a good way for me. But yeah, Mark is just one of the most genuinely great people, man. His heart and you know, he was in the middle of tattooing this poor bastard and just left him sitting there uncomfortably to come talk
That's
to me
great.
for a while. But again, none of that would be possible without Cody, one of our best guys, one of the best people I ever knew. So yeah, we were in LA working basically with Eamon. I didn't really get to see many friends, you know what I'm saying, because we were working. But then we took the short ride to Vegas. Jan and I, we were I was invited to the Bleed for This premiere, the Vinnie Paz movie. So it was the Vegas premiere, and then it was the event was VIP in terms of where it was like it wasn't open to the public, and it was predominantly, basically besides me, you know, who makes music, it was like Hollywood and fighters or
Like industry.
yes,
Two industries together.
yes,
Yeah.
it was like the boxing world and Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Miles Teller was there, who was in Whiplash, which was brilliant. J.K. Simmons won the Oscar for that. I was like, yo, man, because he's kind of local. I didn't know that.
I know
Yeah,
that.
like South Jersey, Philly
really?
area.
I didn't know that
And
at all.
he's like a huge Eagles fan. So I was like, yo, Miles, man, two things. Like, you were murderous in Whiplash.
It's insane in
You
that
were
movie.
brilliant.
Insane.
And I'm a fellow Eagles fan, so big up. And he was like, you motherfucker, every time I tried to do fucking research on Vinny, you fucking kept came out. Like 5 different people told me that. A lot of Italian OGs, like, I know your music because of him. You know what I mean? So Rey Mysterio was there. Legendary luchador wrestler. OG, obviously know his family goes back, what, like 3 generations? 4 maybe? Ray was his uncle, not his dad, right? The
It
original
gets
Ray.
weird.
Yeah,
because you don't know what's a work
What's a
and
work
what's
and what's a
not,
shoot,
and
yeah.
like sometimes they pay for the name.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So you don't
Yeah.
really know.
Right.
But regardless, there's a connection that goes back a long time.
Yeah, like probably definitely 3 generations.
Yeah.
Maybe 4, but definitely 3. Nicest guy, most humble guy in the world. I mean, one of the biggest draws, and couldn't have been more humble.
Mask on.
Mask on for pics and all of that. But in the VIP, like cocktail hour beforehand, like he would have it on and then take it off for 10 minutes because it's hot and
Fucking
uncomfortable,
mask,
and he
yeah,
knew
yeah.
he was amongst industry people that weren't going to air it out. You know what I mean? Like when we spoke, we talked real quick and took a pic, and then like we were kind of relaxing in the corner, and he was like, "So how long you been in the game?" And I assumed he thought like I was a trainer or something because it was all boxing heads there, and I knew he didn't think I was a famous actor or something. I'm like, "No, man, I just do the music." She's like, "No, I know who you are. That's why I'm asking you." I was like, "Oh shit, Ray knows what."
Wow.
I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm like, it's not really different than being a worker. It's a hard question to ask. Like, when did my record come out, or how long have I been doing this? Because you've been wrestling longer than your name has been known. You know what I mean?" I was like, "Our first official release that you could purchase was '96, but it's been longer than that." He's like, "Oh wow, man, blah blah blah. Like, I'm a big fan. You know what I'm saying?" And Frank Stallone was up in there, so I got to like, I just wanted to be like, I wanted to make sure he understood, because Sly was supposed to come through too. It
Rocco.
didn't- Right here, right, Sly. So I wanted to make sure I took just like a second of my time. I didn't want to bother the brother, but like to tell him how much that film that him and his brother made.
What,
how
Nighthawks?
important it was.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not mad at that, man. I kind of
Staying alive.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to let him know how much Staying Alive meant to our city.
I love staying
So do
alive.
I. No, but I was like, yo, man, that film meant Rocky meant more to our city than a lot of real sports organizations and players.
It's our movie. Really.
It did more for the city than a lot of real life things. You know what I'm saying?
So part of my ignorance, what did Frank have to do with it?
Well, he's just his brother's right hand man. I mean, he's singing in the movie when they're around
He's on
that
the doo-wop
fire.
corner. Take me back, do do
Is that
do. Take me
He
back.
sings in like the first 3, I think.
Yeah.
On one level or another.
Yeah.
He's the blah 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 guy when Rocky's supposed to be training in 3 and he's not. He's fucking around.
Yeah.
Clubbers in the apartment, fucking getting mean.
Get mean.
Listen.
Man. Clubber tells him he's a jive turkey in front of
Little
Adrian.
fucking little.
Come be real, man.
Hey, woman.
He's got a
Hey, woman.
1-room apartment, a radio about this fucking big.
Yeah, blasting.
Playing bad 70s funk.
Yeah.
Movie funk.
Movie funk,
and he's
man.
fucking doing like upside down sit-ups.
Yeah, dog. He's
And
doing
Rocky's
like body
fucking
pull-ups.
around. And Mickey knows.
Mickey
Mickey seen it coming.
Rocky's
seen it.
Rocky's hitting the speed bag and pauses for a kiss. Remember?
And Mickey's like,
And Mick's like, "We're fucked."
And Mickey says, "Women weaken legs."
Yeah.
And he's got broads all
Well,
around him.
infamously, Jake LaMotta was, would do his best not to engage,
Indulge.
indulge in the sexy time.
Yeah.
When it came to that, but yeah, Frank, yo, man, Stallone looks like $1 million, man. Like,
Looks great.
Had on Elvis shades. The pompadour was thick, luxurious.
Nice.
I got to talk to a lot of heads though. That talked to Michael Buffer, who has done like every mega fight ever.
He's the best.
Joe Faber-Firm Cortez,
What?
Hall of Fame referee. Tony Tucker, who got shit beat down his leg by prime Mike Tyson. So I asked him what that was about. Not that way, I didn't say that to him. I didn't say how was it to get shit beat down.
what
your
happened
leg
when
by
you got fucked
Yo,
up?
when Mike body bags you, dog, how was you feeling, dog?
How much did that fucking suck?
Yo, man, when like the whole world saw you get earthed by a prime Iron Mike, whose machismo was so far off the Richter.
How long was the fight?
Tony Tucker fight, Jesus, man, that run he had from '85 to '90 is so much of a blur to me. I could Google it real quick. I mean, he got earthed.
He only fought like 5 minutes in all those years, didn't he?
I mean, literally, fights were going under 90 seconds.
Right.
I mean, he demolished Spinks to unify the title in 93 seconds, and Spinks was a legitimate guy. I mean, if you say Spinks just as a last name to an average person, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that," even if they don't know. I mean, because of Leon and Michael, you know, and then Corey came along, but the Spinks, Jenks, all of that shit. And basically, like, Tony Tucker was basically explaining to me, like, yo, man, shit was really over at the stare down with Mike. Like, that shit, like, I'll be real, it's like shit was over at the press conference with this motherfucker, man. Because he wasn't working, that he was a live wire. No. Like, you thought this dude Mike could dumb out on you outside of the
safety,
the rules, you know, that were mandated in England in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about these
bare knuckle fighter.
These what the fuck was that, man?
Oh, wow. That's the rules we're talking about.
But what? Why was it done in like some weird, like
Riley Martin voice?
It was like, yeah, it was like Amos and Andy almost.
I mean,
that's the voice.
Jesus.
So yeah, well, that's tricky to like. First off, Tony Tucker will still beat the God out of me. So, so how do you broach that? You know, I mean, imagine if I was still drinking, how it would have come out. A lot of these interactions we're talking about now would have went down a whole fucking different way if I had it my way and was like, I'll just polish off a bottle of Goose before we go. Loosen things up a little bit.
Well, you got to figure he's been asked the question. Man, you couldn't have been the first person.
No, of course, but
you still don't
want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Then you get lumped into, you know, that type of motherfucker, and I deal with them in my life, so I would never want to be that person to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I didn't even really talk about him taking that L again. You know, I was like, yo, what was it crazy with Mike because of he was the biggest thing on the planet. It was like, you know what I mean? You had the three Mikes. It was like Jordan, Jackson, and Tyson at that our era. You know what I mean? I'm like, you were fighting the biggest fight, you know, next to Ali, the most notable prize fighter to ever live. Win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? He's a little bit like, you know, a little bit punch drunk. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit he said, I was like, huh? I didn't say that, but you know,
yeah, you did. Yeah,
I was
man.
like, yeah, no doubt, dog.
yeah.
He's probably like, yeah, word, I be raping Jones. I was like, yeah, no doubt, dog. It's all right, dude. It's all right, though. Yeah, it was you know, a lot of ex champions there. I got to meet a lot of people like, you know, that I grew up idolizing and watching. You know what I'm saying? So it was that shit was great, man. And that movie, I mean, if Miles Teller isn't nominated for Best Actor, it's a crime.
Good movie.
It's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. I mean, Scorsese was involved. Aaron Eckhart plays Kevin Rooney, who was Tyson's trainer. And after he was fired by Don King in Tyson's camp, basically Lou Duva put Vinnie Paz out to pasture after he lost to Mayweather's uncle. And Kevin Rooney had been put out to pasture from Tyson's camp. So these two, it's really like, the film is basically a love story, not in the way that you're thinking, but in the fact that these two dudes, Pablo Smart.
No, I'll
Of
take
course.
it.
Ignore him.
These two dudes who have been thrown away by their, you know what I'm saying?
4?
He is.
Yeah, that's the answer.
The two boxers get together and, you know.
Just ignore him and go on with the conversation.
Yeah, he basically, like, he even, like, Kevin Rooney even said it, like, you know, while we're together, we were put out to pasture. So it's like, let's get this over with. And, you know, I know Paz personally for years. So, yo, man, it's like watching the dedication and just this is a lesson in the art of acting. You know what I'm saying? By Miles Teller.
So as far as Paz, he had the halo on.
He broke his neck in a car accident as a passenger. They said he would never walk again. And he was like, oh, I'm not going to walk again. I'm going to fight again. And I'm going to win a belt again. So it's really this story of redemption. You don't have to be into boxing at all. It's really this story of like, he talked like he told me something that ends up in the movie. And he was like, sort of talking about when someone asks you, or when someone tells you it's not that easy, it is that easy. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, there's like a lesson in that is so universal to anyone that, you know what I mean? Like, this dude was told he would never walk again and came back and won 3 more belts. I don't know what to tell you if you're moping around on some the world is against me shit.
Right.
That's how you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're not, I'm not even going to say boxing. If you're not into sports, you have to watch this film. You know what I mean? I hope Miles Teller gets his just due when it comes Oscar season or award season in general. And Paz is overseas now promoting it. I just talked to him. He was in London. He was on BBC telling people his story. You know what I'm saying? So it was an honor to be there, man. And then, I flew home just in time to watch Sergey Kovalev get robbed. But, you know, I don't talk boxing on this show. But anyone who wants to talk about that, talk about me on Twitter. And then that led into all of us having Thanksgiving. I think Gavin almost died. I think he had like 14 raviolis and said, I might die.
It was 12.
Same thing happened last year. He almost tapped from too many ravs.
I don't give a fuck.
He don't care.
He does.
He pushes the envelope.
He does. He pushes.
That's why we love him.
He says, how many raviolis will kill me? 13? I want 12.
I'll have 12 and a half.
What a meatball.
How many meatballs with the 12 ravs?
I don't remember. 5?
I don't remember.
He started getting woozy after that.
That's what I mean.
It's insane that he's here right now.
He's like when Homer ate that pepper.
I was going to say the 64 slices of American cheese.
Oh, yeah. What's the...
With the Guatemalan insanity pepper?
that
starts
one.
Tripping.
It was a mix between Homer and...
That's my all-time favorite Simpsons episode,
Is it?
by the way. Yeah, my all-time favorite.
It's a mix between the habanero pepper and the 86er in Great Outdoors.
Oh,
He has to eat the 86er.
Nice.
And he's done. Gristle, too. He texts, because we were both starving. You know, like, we were starving like Marvin in Madison Square Garden. And we're texting each other at like 2. Like, can this shit finish, man? What's the fucking deal? So, he almost died. I think my mom made tortellini rosé. We had some scripel soup, the antipasto. My niece went out of her way to get everything, a separate antipasto with
Good
no
kid.
pork, turkey for Unc. You know what I'm saying? My brother made a bird.
did he?
Yeah, so we, the Italian levels to this shit. There's
Yeah.
like five
Yeah.
courses.
The turkey's an afterthought.
It is.
It's more of a tradition than anything.
Yeah, all of that. So there was like 3 courses of Italian food before the
The main course there.
yeah. So P, you went away for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I went down to Anjo's, and I sort of got screwed because he was like, "You hate your family, I hate my family. Let's fucking both say we have stuff to do
I like
to
that.
get away." So that was perfect. And he's like, "There's a spot down here. It's famous for like their fucking like smoked deep fried turkeys."
Okay.
So
I've seen that gimmick on the TV gimmick.
Right,
Where
so-
they deep fry those
Yeah.
fuckers. That shit looks proper.
Real quick, when I lived in the South,
I was just gonna say they've mastered it.
that was a big deal, but people don't know that you got to thaw the turkey out. Like they would do the shit, set the shit up in their backyard, and it's like a big pot filled with grease with literally a fire under it, bubbling it.
Yeah.
And when you put the shit in and it's frozen, it explodes. And every year in the South, there's like the news report. It's like 5th of July. getting the reports of people blowing
Burn-
their fingers
and
off.
burn marks
These are
and all.
people dying from turkeys because they didn't thaw it out because the shit explodes.
Wow.
Continue.
So 3 weeks out, so November 1st, Andrew's like, bad news. Place caught on fire. No turkey this year.
See?
They're like, they're able to do the sides, but no turkey. So like, we got to come up with a plan B. And I was like, I'm out. So yeah, fucking, I couldn't get my turkey, so we did that. We still went down, but yeah, the place, like you said, like fucking blew up. Don't know if it was suspicious or not. Like they were
mean-
trying to get some new fucking equipment this year or something
Hey,
like that.
listen,
You
man.
never know. But yeah, so we went down there and spent the
An
weekend
old,
with them.
an old name for that is Jewish lightning.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Right. So we spent the weekend down there. Our kids get along, so it was awesome.
And you didn't have to deal with family.
Didn't have to deal with family. We did the escape room. That was a lot of fun. Did you ever hear about that?
Fuck no,
Escape
I
rooms. You go to this gimmick, and they lock you in a room, and you got to solve the puzzles to get out of the
didn't.
room.
Look, man,
yeah,
I'll
no, I'm
shoot my
hip.
fucking gun.
Xavier had to do that.
Yeah, good time, man. We got out 45 minutes. We got out.
No,
Teamwork.
thank you.
We got out. We did teamwork. Everyone did their own puzzle.
Fuck all that.
Worked together.
Good for you.
We should do it one time. Team building.
Fuck all that. I'll sit in the corner.
I mean, I'll be asking Uncle Vin, how much are you willing to pay to get us out of here in 5 minutes?
That's whatever the fucking number they give us. That's what I'll
Shit.
pay. All right, yeah, we're gonna take our first break.
Oh, can we should say real quick, our good friend Billy made a life decision. He's getting engaged. I think it happened right around Thanksgiving, so I wanted to congratulate him.
What Billy?
Our Billy.
Irish Bill.
Irish Billy?
Irish Billy. he pipped the question.
He's taking a plunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So
man.
good for you. Good for you.
Congratulations, Billy. Couldn't happen to a nicer
He hit
guy.
me up. What made me think of it is because he hit me up, and I was like, I'm doing the Vinny. Like, how much do I got to spend to not be invited to your wedding? And
Well, you telling me about it means that when I think he gets up pretty early in the morning. So Billy will be hearing from me.
nice.
This is the amount of check you'll get if I have to come.
Right.
It will be doubled if I don't have to come.
Exactly.
Which deal do you choose?
He texted me last Saturday, picture of cheeseburger.
Nice.
Just rubbing it in my face that we
Yeah,
weren't
well,
there.
first off, they were sitting in our seats, those motherfuckers. So him and Park are firing off pics to me of Kevin Sullivan that I'm sending to Gavin because we're not fucking
They're
there
not
seeing
there.
the Prince of Darkness. With that said, we'll be back after this.
Hey, this is Mike Judge, and you're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown with Vinnie Paz.
That's a spicy meatball. We back at the macaroni mansion. Manja manja. Vinnie Paz, take it away.
Yo, I still like how the accents start. Just the spicy meatball part sounds Italian, and then the rest goes all
Persian
around.
rug dealer.
All around, yeah. It goes all around Europe into Western Asia, a little bit.
It's my
Sounds like Cuddy Ranks.
Yeah, yeah. He's like a Jamaican. He's like a Jamaican that sells Persian wool.
and then like devolves into some sort of half-assed Irish brogue.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a mess.
I'm exposing the hypocrisy of stereotypes.
We don't-
That's
yeah,
what you're
that's
doing.
what you're doing. Well, the last, as I'm taking a look, I just opened this. I just opened the list. Gavin made a gimmick for it.
Yo, Gavin was having fun with that label maker.
He seemed to. I'm looking at the list. Usual suspects. Then at the very bottom, the biz. Reason? Very upsetting. What do you think about that, OG?
I think it's more upsetting right now.
You do.
I think I'm barely watching.
I know you are.
I'm
You're
watching,
leaving me.
I'm watching Raw, kinda. And
You're
that's
leaving
it.
me alone. To figure out what's happening because you are not doing it.
After that shit show of a match with Lesnar and Goldberg, I felt insulted.
Yes.
I think it's fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
I think that people are so conditioned at this point to think that anything surprising is good.
Yes.
I'm not having it. I've been insulted for the last time.
The last time.
Yeah.
You're done.
I'm kind of watching Raw. Kind of.
All right, allow me to ask you a question. How far in advance do you think that was booked, that finish? Or did Goldberg say, I can't fucking go? There's fucking no way.
Neither. I think it was a deal for him to work further dates. He pretty much said that.
Why would
He
Brock allow himself to get squashed?
Brock don't care. Brock don't care. He's getting fucking paid. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about the business.
No, I know that, but it's
a fucking job for him.
as much as not, I won't say as much as I believe that, as much as I know that, he still doesn't seem like a dude from the macho end that would allow himself to make look.
I think that he legitimately hangs out with Paul.
And Paulie's hipping him to the nuances.
Yeah.
What do you think about the fact that, from a booking perspective, you're talking about a guy who came back, went into that other organization, the UFC shit, beat the dog shit out of a dude who was supposedly a goon. I don't know if he was good, but he was a goon. And then you're allowing a 50-year-old part-timer to come in and squash. From a book, forget Brock, from a booking standpoint. You don't think the fact, like, you don't think in his, obviously the dude's still in good shape for 50, but that has nothing to do with cardio. We both know that. There's dudes historically that were built like wet socks who could go do Ironman matches, and there's dudes who were built like statues, like Roman, who would get gassed in 3 minutes. Remember that? Like a little minute back, we were like, this dude's gassed.
Yeah.
He's blown up after what, 3 minutes, Roman, back in like the Shield days?
Yeah.
He's getting better, whatever. That's another topic for another day. You don't think at all, like, yo, this guy can't fucking go. He can't go 12 minutes.
Sure. I think that was a factor. I think that, you have to cover up the faults. But it's about money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line with everything.
The fact that what do you think about the fact that somehow all of a sudden a dude who not only can work now, right? Not only is 50, a dude who in his physical prime couldn't work and was the shits is now not only your biggest face in the company, but the dude can't cut a promo and he can't work, and that's your big, and he's 50 and he's your face.
The problem is that people are starving for anything out of the ordinary. That's why Goldberg got the reaction he got. They
So
want
you're
anything that's
returning
a surprise,
back to something that's a shock.
something that's shocking, something that's a surprise, something that's different.
And how long do you think that has the potential to work?
Not
long
long.
at all. But
Nope.
So what do you think they do next?
They do the Rumble.
And what do you think happens there? Because I think somehow through a course of events that you grilled me on this morning, and I couldn't quite put it together yet, but I think it's Taker Goldberg at Mania. And you asked a lot of...
At
you-
Mania?
Yes. You asked... No, Taker Goldberg at Mania, yeah. You asked me a lot of good questions this morning that I don't specifically remember now, if you can think of them now. You were basically asking me how will it get to that, but it's like, okay, Brock beat Taker, right, who broke the streak, right? And this guy just squashed him. So I want that guy. So, you know what I'm saying? Are you following my...
Yeah,
I'm not saying...
But where does Brock get his win back? Because we all know that that's coming.
At this... He fucks him at the Rumble.
That ain't a
Hey, yo.
win.
Hey, yo.
That's not a win just because he fucks him.
you don't think that some kind of receipt is in terms of where we're at in the business? Not booking where we came from, not Bill Watts, not a corny type mind.
No, I think they got to have another match. When does that happen? How many things are between the Rumble and the pay-per-view?
In the ones that we consider real or in general? Because you and I look at it, there's like a big four. Would you agree with that?
Of course. But you can still get that receipt at one of the smaller ones.
If you think the receipt at one of the smaller ones is cool, then you're 1,000% right. Not 100, 1,000% right.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be one of the bigger ones.
So you don't think both of them contractually and payday wise and drawing wise, you think they'll come in for like one of these meds on meds?
If we're saying Goldberg Taker at Mania, if we're saying Goldberg Lesnar at Mania,
your heart is telling you that they're building up to Goldberg Lesnar at Mania as well.
Yes.
How much of you is like that's what's going to happen? I know.
85.
So 15% will follow what you think I'm saying, which I'm just saying is what I think. I just don't.
It doesn't make sense when they're in the middle of this thing with Lesnar and Goldberg.
I think they wrap it up by then. Why not Joe and Brock at Mania?
Joe's a factor, and I think Joe's coming up sooner than later. I think he's coming up at the Rumble.
Why not Joe, Brock at Mania, and Nakamura, Goldberg?
No fucking way. Nakamura Goldberg? Get the fuck out of here.
He's going to have to fucking carry him, man.
No fucking way. No way. No way. If that happens, I ain't watching.
Yes, you are.
No
Yes,
fucking
you are.
way. That's fucking insulting.
I'm coming here and we're watching it together. The reason I'm thinking this way is
Nakamura Goldberg?
How can you pit these guys over? Joe, Joe Brock is gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying you don't have to worry about that. Would you agree?
Don't you think that Joe's coming in as a heel, though? And technically, Brock's a heel.
I think Joe comes in. I think Bobby Roode comes in. They're both working heel in NXT to monster pops, which is what they do not want, and they don't.
Yeah, but
Joe comes out on fucking Raw next Monday.
It's the same thing that happened with Owens.
Monster pop.
And he's been a heel the whole time he's been up there.
Right, but I'm saying, does any of this shit matter anymore? And since
that's a good question. Doesn't matter.
Since Rock and fucking Austin blurred the lines of that tweener shit. Joe comes out, bro. He can't get fucking booed. There's no scenario where he gets booed.
I don't think Bobby Roode's coming up yet.
No, all right. What I meant was when he does, if it's in a year,
yeah,
he's getting a pop. That glorious shit, bro. That fucking song. That song. I haven't seen a song get someone over, and you'd probably have to remind me of the last time a song got someone over that much. And that might be the best fucking theme ever.
I think we have to factor in Finn as well.
You said he's ahead of schedule,
That's
doing
what
better.
They're saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. He's a factor.
All of these dudes a factor.
All I know is that they better fucking do something because I'm almost out, man.
Yo, man, I'm
That shit
telling
was
you,
so
it ain't happening.
fucking bad. It was so fucking bad. It was insulting.
If you
It
think
fucking
you're getting
sucked.
out, I won't let it happen. You know what'll start happening? Telling you like I'm telling you what happened to John Bleak.
Listen,
Listen, Black Patch.
I like that better than
I think you do.
I do.
And I said to you this morning, obviously off air, you were getting the kids ready for school. I said to you, what would you say, because we're obviously coming to the end of the year here, so everyone's year-end lists in everything, right? Albums of the year, movies of the year, all that shit. I don't know if we're going to do something a little bit inventive, a take on that, or if we're just going to totally no-sell it as a podcast, I meant. Are we going to do...
or insult somebody else's
Or insult
list.
someone else's list. As Gavin's brilliant idea was to talk about that punk rock list that was the Descendants
Yeah, that they got wrong.
that they got wrong. If we do something like that, if we do our favorite moments of the year of the show, something like that could be possible. But year-end stuff is pretty traditional. Whether it's hacky or not, we'll debate it amongst ourselves. But, gentlemen, Sicko, Pablo, I asked the OG this morning via text while he was getting Kay ready for school, what would you say if I said Chris Jericho is the wrestler of the year?
Initially, I agreed with you, and then something popped in my head.
But you didn't have heat with it.
No.
Which means
No, I had something to say, but I saved it for now.
A, the list.
Yep.
We hacked his list.
Yep.
B, with the list, he's doing things so subtle and brilliant.
Yep.
He's not on the mic. Kevin Steen's talking. Someone does something he doesn't like, and he's writing, pitting them on the list.
I'm just going to say one thing. When I say this thing, you tell me if we're still in the same spot we were. Ready?
Please continue.
Ready?
Yes.
Broken Matt.
That's what I was gonna say.
All right. I have a response. It is like when we talk about bands / artists, rappers, and their discography is, oh, they had 2 ill albums and then they got shot. Broken Matt, the stuff that we hipped y'all to, the Final Deletion, the following, the Amnesia. I feel like because of he's not on every week, and nor are those brilliant segments. If they were as so, if you're talking a brilliance level from 1 to 10, I'm giving him the exact level of brilliance of Jericho this year. To me, it's the
For me, it's overall who had a bigger impact this past year on the business.
Yo, Jericho had a huge impact. Bro, they're
He
talking
did.
about maybe pitting the strap on him, maybe having him win the Rumble. I'm not saying they're going to happen.
He did, but think back to when Hardy first started doing the Broken Matt thing.
Yeah,
No one could stop fucking talking about it.
agreed.
And has continued to talk about it since.
Well, we have a couple episodes to decide, but I threw that out there. I didn't say I can be swayed, man. I can be bribed by Broken Matt, but the Broken Matt shit is brilliant. We saw him live. We saw Senor Benjamin.
My favorite. Saw Vanguard 1.
Vanguard 1 flew right above our heads. It almost hit me in the sicko.
You know that tonight's episode
Jesus Christ.
of TNA is the entire episode is at the compound.
Yes, of course. So tonight's episode
Yeah,
could pit me over the...
right. Your end.
There's basically...
Got a mouse in your gimmick. OG.
What?
Got a mouse in your gimmick.
Yeah, I know. He's been here a day or two.
You physically saw him?
Yeah, he's right there.
Where?
is he?
Top of the dishwasher.
Where?
He's behind the dishwasher.
Oh, hell no.
On the countertop. He's on
He's
the
like
countertop.
this big. This
He's on the
motherfucker.
countertop.
You need a cat.
Can we help him? All right, well,
I'll bring some bait next time.
so yeah, everybody listening, tell me if you have a problem with what I'm saying about Jericho and where you think Broken Matt, and don't write that AJ and Ricochet and all of that. We're not
We
talking
know all
about,
that
we know all
shit,
that, man. You ain't hipping us.
Right.
We know about work rate. Those guys are brilliant. AJ,
I'm
pure
tell- you know
wrestling.
what? I'm tired of hearing about the fucking work. The fucking work. Like, the bottom line is, are you entertaining me or are you not?
Yeah.
I don't give a motherfucker. Like, if I want to see that shit, I'll watch Misawa in fucking 92.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Well, I just wanted to. This seems like I'm like picking on this dude because he's so over that I have no choice but to address it. This kid Will Ospreay from overseas, like the dude is on a level with Ricochet in terms of in ring work.
Yeah.
Literally haven't heard him speak. So like I can't like all right, man. Like okay, spot.
You're kind of forgetting where this all comes from. Man.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not always all about that.
It's corny
that's
shit, man.
Although that's entertaining sometimes, I'm tired of relying on that as deciding what's good and what's not.
Yeah, well, I know that's a part of why you're not a fan of the Young Bucks. You know what I mean? You just think spot. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
On any fucking level, I don't get it.
You hearing this?
They're
Boy, this is a podcast. You talk. You don't shake your head.
they're
He was
over
talking.
because some fucking smart mark on the internet decided they were over.
Stop it.
It's true, man.
They can
It's
talk.
Fucking I don't think they can.
Stop.
I don't think they can.
Now it's ridiculous.
Those motherfuckers
If you
are
think they're
fucking,
spot
they're
monkeys,
fucking
fine.
90 pounds.
That's true.
They look like little kids.
That's true.
It's super kick after super kick after super kick after super kick.
That's
and they
true.
fucking they jacked their whole fucking gimmick from old NWO stuff, which I didn't like then.
Well, I can't really say much there.
I'm not having it. I watched
can
that.
talk.
I watched that match with the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Which was a brilliant fucking match. But
Yes.
if you really watch it,
You're going to put all the
who's
brilliance on the
fucking
Briscoes.
who's brilliant in that?
You watched that?
I did.
You
I'm
didn't
a-
watch all of Fan Battle, though, right?
No, I'm a mark for the fucking Briscoes. so.
Well, who isn't?
Right.
You have
That's
to
a
watch
fucking
all
tag
of
team.
Final Battle.
That's motherfuckers who can go, who can fucking talk, and who live the fucking gimmick. Because
know
the
who I
gimmick
wanna see
is
go?
them. Who?
the Briscoes
Yeah.
and the fucking Horseman knock off dudes that we love.
Oh,
The Rock.
I can't. Them dudes. Orin and Tully, but not Orin and Tully.
The Revival.
Revival.
I want to see Briscoes,
Hard.
Revival,
I'll
Strong
watch
Style.
that shit all day.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, don't at Gavin and I about these dudes that fucking are spot monkeys. We know dudes that can work. We understand that. You got to be able to work on the stick, ring psychology, all of that. I'm saying Broken Matt, Jericho, AJ. Who else am I forgetting for potential wrestler of the year? Seth was out too long. Finn got hurt.
Yeah.
Joe. Nakamura.
Joe fucking rules. You want to talk about a little bit of a controversial opinion. I don't think Nakamura is living up to the hype
Yeah, I
in
can't.
NXT.
I have to fucking go to the next topic.
I don't think that he is. He's not. For whatever reason, I feel like he's not adapting well. The match he had with Sammy was fucking brilliant. The matches after that with Finn and Joe, they're good, but they ain't fucking
Stop.
what they should be.
Stop.
Rewatch them.
You're being difficult.
Rewatch them.
Look, you can be difficult.
When
man.
the business fucking isn't entertaining me, I'm gonna lash out at it. I've given it opportunity.
you're
after,
cranky.
I've given it opportunity after opportunity after opportunity.
Could be you didn't like what you had for dinner that night.
Rewatch it.
Could be you had 3 too many ravs, and then you watched it.
Never too many ravs. I wish I had some fucking ravs
Me
right
too.
now, you motherfuckers.
Well, Jesus, he called them. Are we motherfuckers or are the ravs
I
motherfuckers?
don't know, but he mad.
Whoever.
That motherfucker's making a lot of noise.
I know he is.
Chuck that fucking thing out there.
Nah, he's a nice fella.
Chuck dynamite in his head out there.
I don't know why that was so funny.
You popped.
I did.
What, for a nice
You
fella?
called him a fella.
Yeah. Well, this is our first show back in a minute, 3 weeks or so, maybe a month. So we got to get back to our regular gimmicks to get
Yes,
this
we do.
to get this fucking party started. Fuckos. So with that said,
I don't want to give him an advantage. He could look over.
I don't fucking cheat.
I
First
know
of
you
all,
don't, but I don't want to give you the temptation.
Pablo just put on
He pit on the engineer's
the
cap.
engineer gimmick. Where do we get that?
Somebody sent it in. My Charlie the Train hat.
Do we
Choo
know who
choo.
sent it in?
OG, do we know?
I wrote it somewhere and I don't know where it is. Well, the problem is that we're usually super on top of anybody who's kind enough to send us some stuff. But we were getting stuff for the podcast along with 70,000 packages
Toys.
of toys. It got a little bit.
That's fair.
It got a little bit.
And then
nuts.
we had all that
Whoever
time off.
Whoever gave Pablo the Charlie the Train hat.
Dude.
I threw the oop and he yammed it. If you didn't yam it, I was gonna have to call Thomas the Train,
Nice.
Dig it.
Fucking toot blow.
Ringo Steezar, Thomas.
Yeah, he bagged out after like season 1. I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think he did it with peace and love though. Peace and
Love.
Love.
He's busy.
He is. So we're going back to something we call word association. Sicko, you've taken care of that.
I am indeed.
You, for some reason, are hiding it from me as if I've ever cheated. The only one who cheats is Pablo, and Gavin has to watch because he Googles everything.
Right.
And that's about it.
That's about it. No, I was just moving the list around.
The back of your scully looks like a rat tail.
It is not supposed to be worn this way. It's supposed to be folded gimmick.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that.
You're
right
breaking
now.
the rules.
Yeah, I don't like the folder gimmick.
I do.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
I like that gimmick.
Right now I don't.
That's the Cholo gimmick.
right.
I mean, all right. The word association. It's up to you guys. Which direction?
I think
we
it should
get
go to Thomas the Train.
You think so?
All aboard the Word Association.
And Gavin will watch.
Wow. All right. We'll start off with an easy one. Professor, what comes to mind when I say the movie Spaceballs?
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Nice.
I love that movie. I need to rewatch it. I haven't watched that in many, many fucking years, but it makes me laugh out loud.
I
Still
know.
holds up.
I know almost every word. That's how much I watch that
Yeah.
movie.
It's fucking brilliant and funny. She doesn't look Jewish.
What's our favorite line, Vin?
Now you
Good.
Now you know why evil will always triumph over good, because good is dumb. That's the best line. Surprisingly, holds up surprisingly well. I actually just watched it recently. It's been making the rounds on all the movie channels, and I was like, this isn't going to be as funny as when
Fuck, it
1988.
is. It is.
Man, it might even be fucking funnier.
So good.
Well, your fucking mind.
Right.
You know, it's like you think of where you were at in 87.
I'm not much further away from that person, I would say it's in the top 5 of that genre of comedy, like 80s comedy.
if you're talking spoof comedy, it might be top 3.
Number 1 spoof comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, Pablo, Die Croisen.
I don't know them.
Yeah. Jeffrey?
I don't know much about him either.
Milwaukee is all I really know about them.
Yeah, I don't think if you played it I would know. It was like they were one of those bands that like I'd see the Shirted Zipperhead type
Exactly.
bands. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And there's a lot of those bands that in the future of word association, I'll probably say the same thing. Like, I don't know, when I was buying
My thing with them is, and this is not a knock on them because I had the one record that they're known for on like I taped it off, so I never actually had the record. But I think they also benefit. Like they're always put up in this upper echelon of, founders of hardcore. I think they benefit from where they came from. Because when you do the whole like all over the country, like I think they're from Milwaukee or somewhere. Like who else are you going to mention?
Yeah, when you mention that area,
You know
or
what
the
I mean?
Midwest or whatever.
Yeah. But you're very, very very like 1981 hardcore. Like,
I know at a point when I was a kid, even thinking that it was like industrial music.
because of the name.
Yeah.
You got that
Yeah,
German
exactly.
Yeah,
name.
like I thought it was some, like ministry type shit.
Right.
For a minute,
Right.
obviously, I realized later it wasn't. But
I could see that.
I'm not sure that I would know if you put them on that it was them.
Pablo. Where did I go? Shalimar.
Shalimar.
Yes. Shalimar.
Damn, I'm drawing a blank on
That's
that.
a shout
too.
out to my wife. Little Jody Watley.
Yeah.
I'm blanking too.
Vin.
Yeah, I was gonna say what? I was gonna say Watley.
Nice.
For Tim Watley.
Nice.
No, sexy time music too.
Definitely
Yeah.
sexy time music. Pablo the Strokes.
That first album's fucking awesome.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Hipster ass fucking nonsense fucking bullshit. Like industry made silly.
Pretty much.
Silly band.
Huge mark for the first record, and everything Gavin said is true. They're created. They're rich, super rich New York kids. Julian Casablancas, like just very similar to the makeup of that Lana Del Rey chick. You know, dad's a billionaire, and they're on because of that. But somehow they made like 12 good 70 sounding rock songs on that first album that I like.
I would almost be like 1,000% with Gavin, but I can't deny that. All I remember is that first record.
Yeah.
Like it or hate it, I mean, it's a perfectly crafted pop record,
Yeah.
like pop rock type record. Every song on it is catchy.
Yeah.
hooky.
My man who passed away, Ian, hipped me to that too. So
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it makes me think of.
yeah, but I mean, they're fucking bozos as human beings.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Pablo, Anthony Michael Hall.
Can I borrow your underpants?
Nice. Jeffrey.
He was in a lot of fucking movies that I like in the 80s, man. That motherfucker could go.
I mean,
He was all right. Underrated, my man.
He doesn't even have his license, Lisa.
Beautiful.
give me the keys. I'll drive. I'm going to say my favorite thing that he did, even though he was only in it for a few minutes. What's it called with Will Smith?
Freddie got fingered?
6 Degrees of Separation. I ignore him. I no sell him. Freddie got
He is
fingered.
in 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, he had a nice little part in it. Pablo,
The
Stetson
Catcher in the Rye, the Catcher in the Rye scene in that movie.
Oh, that
was
movie's
brilliant.
bro. That's one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite movies and plays. Stetsasonic.
I knew this girl. Her name is Lola. She lives in a country called Angola.
Nice. Get a little Pablo rap.
What's
right.
the song I'm thinking of? It's not that.
Speaking of a girl named Susie,
She's just a groupie.
there's
They got joints, man.
I know.
You would
Africa?
know him too.
I can't remember.
that's the joint I was
There's
doing.
something I'm thinking of. that I can't-
AFRICA,
Angola, Soweto,
Zimbabwe,
Zimbabwe, Tanzania,
Tanzania, Mozambique, and Botswana. Well, let us speak about the motherland.
Speak about the motherland. About the motherland. Prince Paul, Hard as Nails, Beats, Stadio, First Band. Yeah, man. It's groundbreaking.
I'm gonna say two things. I ain't gonna play Sun City.
Yeah.
They were like the one rap group
Yes,
on that
yes.
record.
That was great. Great.
And this is a very obscure one, but
Ain't gonna play sunset.
I'm gonna say it was like somewhere between 87 and 89. Howard did a guest thing on MTV around Thanksgiving time. Where he had
Okay.
Gary come out in like a turkey suit.
Okay.
And I remember they made him do like MTV News, and he was talking. Something was going on with Stetsasonic at the time. Maybe they had a record coming out.
My
whatever.
mind is blown. I don't
And
remember.
just hearing him talk about it was one of the oddest things I've ever experienced in my life.
I don't know that anyone can get over a Howard tidbit on me, and you just did.
Oh yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't remember the surroundings, like why he was doing. I remember it was around Thanksgiving. I remember the big turkey costume for Bowie, and for some reason he was doing a news report on fucking Stetsasonic.
You're eating another fucking deal, man?
Well, he can't wait.
I'm up to 67.
Wait till your pretzels.
Pablo.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Now, see, you don't know how to act. Denzel Washington.
Hey, Darkness. Hey, Darkness. Denzel, he's great in, Denzel.
Denzel.
I call him
Denzel.
Denzel. Ricochet, right? Is he Ricochet?
Yeah.
Terminal Velocity?
Terminal Velocity. Ricochet with Ice-T?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie.
I don't remember
Denzel's a
He
hunk.
gets drugged. He's a cop.
Yeah,
trying to run for office or whatever.
with the Lithgow.
yeah,
Yeah, good
Lithgow's the
movie.
heel.
Wow, no, I don't.
Oh,
remember
it's
that at
heavy
all.
duty, bitch.
Awesome.
That
Wow.
movie's exquisite.
OG, Denzel, or Denzel,
Or Denzel.
or Denzel.
Malcolm X and The Hurricane are two of my favorite movies
Nice.
ever.
Praise Jesus.
I would say in general that I would have said I don't like him because I don't like some of his other movies, but those two movies are fucking brilliant.
He is in on a list of a very small list of actors that can make a bad film / script watchable. Training Day is so over with me. You take him out of that, that is one of the worst pieces of shit hood movies, and his performance is so fucking brilliant in it, and he's done that a bunch of times in other films.
Do you think he's got that Pacino syndrome?
Of taking everything.
No, where he's kind of become a parody of himself.
Maybe now. Yeah, Denzel's got to be what, mid-50s, pushing 60? Maybe. I mean, Pacino's definitely a parody of himself. Is
Yeah.
Denzel getting there? Maybe. I mean, right now, I'm talking about Training Day. Bro, that was 15 years ago already.
Right.
The Hurricane was longer than that, or around the same time, 15 years.
They're saying this movie that he's got coming out.
Yeah, I
this
saw the
Fences
commercial
movie,
for that.
Is like it will change your world.
Really?
I saw a trailer for it. It was pretty.
What is it
fucking
called?
heavy.
Fences.
What's the deal?
Like
I don't know.
it's like a family drama. It's like real
Oh.
heavy drama. And there's like a scene with him and his kid, and
Oh,
it's
okay,
like real
okay.
hard
Well,
as
well,
nails.
real quick, the Hurricane is he carries that as well if you just focus on the other performances, and the story being a true story is shaky at best. If you're a boxing head and you knew about Ruben, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about him as a man. I'm talking about the glorification of he would have been the heavyweight champ. He would. That Joey Giardello fight was close in Philly, and people threw shit in the ring. He got the shit beat out of him. You know the fight that's supposed to be controversial? That is artistic license. He got knocked around the ring by Giardello, and nobody threw anything in the ring. He got beat from pillar to post. He was an okay fighter. That has nothing to do with a man going to jail for a crime he didn't commit. But all truth leads to two things. He was an okay fighter, and even after he got out of jail, he's a creep. Everyone that met him, all of that, after these people help him beat it, and he's living in Toronto, total jerk off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, as far as Denzel, I have two things to say. One, the tear, Glory,
Oh, yeah.
and my favorite Denzel movie, Carbon Copy,
Wow.
with George Siegel.
Wow.
Favorite Denzel movie
Love the
ever.
George Siegel.
Love him.
It's you're a really strange person for saying that.
I'm
It's your
very
favorite.
strange. Yeah, it's my. I didn't say it's his best. I didn't say it's a great
I didn't
movie.
say you did, but the fact that
saying
it's your
it's favorite.
favorite.
Pablo Elliott Smith.
I love pretty much everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, I didn't get to see him play before he passed.
OG.
I like a lot of his stuff.
I thought he was. I don't like to throw the word genius around because that's reserved for Lennon, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And people of that ilk. For us, are if we're gonna comparatively, pretty close to genius. Morning After, the Saint Ides song. Super sad. His story too, man.
Yeah.
Just brutal.
I don't know his music very well. I know his
Brutal,
story.
brutal,
I know.
brutal.
I know
So
more
good.
about his
Yeah,
story.
I
than his
mean,
music.
I like to bust your balls and say you're difficult and stuff. I'd be shocked if
It's totally your thing.
I played you.
It sounds like it would be.
If I played you 15 songs, you'd be like, these are maybe the best 15 songs I've heard in a long time.
might be a little too depressing for me. It might be a little too hard to handle.
He did the songs in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, that are all
okay.
fucking brilliant.
Okay. This one's for Pablo. Pablo, Scream.
Yes, Scream Fumble, one of my favorite albums of all time, even before I knew Dave Grohl was on it.
That's your
Gruel, if you did.
OJ?
Never cared.
my answer was going to be Dave Grohl, and I didn't get wrapped up in that DC scene outside of when I say when I say scene, I mean I'm not talking about Bad Brains and Minor Threat. I mean all those offshoot bands, Discord bands. It just wasn't my deal.
Yeah, I'd actually say like Fumble's the only thing I do like, but I don't like the early like.
I like the Still Screaming and Bang the Drum. I like those albums.
What would you do? It's just traditional punk rock.
Yeah, those albums are traditional.
The first
punk.
couple of records, yeah.
Uh-huh.
By the time Grohl got in, I think they made a record. When was that? When was Fumble? Like 89, like late 80s, might have even been early 90s, like right before Nirvana. And it's very alternative rock. It has nothing to do with hardcore whatsoever. But for what it is, it's a banging album.
Awesome.
But I never liked their hardcore stuff.
Okay.
Their early stuff, it just bored me. Pablo, the Gravediggers.
Early RZA. Don't know one song.
I remember that video. I mean, it was mildly entertaining at the time.
Vin?
There was definitely they invented horrorcore thing attached to them. That's far from the truth. There was Insane Poetry. There was Esham from Detroit. There, when RZA and Prince Paul are at the helm of something, it's going to be good. The first record is a genuine classic. The second record is very good.
I don't know the second one at all.
Yeah, the pick, the sickle, and the shovel is called. And then RZA and Paul were done with the project, and Poetic, who passed away, and Fruit Quan did something after that I wasn't a fan of. But the first two records, I still burn them. Good records.
Pablo, Singles.
I used to steal them all the time from We3 Records.
OG, did you ever fuck with Singles?
Yeah, I worked in record stores at the time. I hated them.
So did I.
But I had some, I mean, I guess.
Vin, did you ever buy any?
I did because certain groups that I considered to be cool would put B-sides that weren't on the LP on them.
That's true.
Hieroglyphics were notorious for it. Probably, if you ask me about their legacy, that might be the first thing that comes to my mind is B-sides. They put amazing songs on as B-sides. You know, there were Gangstar B-sides that were brilliant. Dwick was a B-side.
Really?
Yeah. So when I think of Singles, I think of that's why I never bought one that just included something that was on the record. I think that would be weird behavior.
Yeah.
But a lot of them had jewels on it.
I can't ever remember like having one, like even having it, like you know how you have shit that you just don't know where it came from.
Yeah, of course.
Like I don't remember having. I know I never specifically bought one.
Well, it got to the point where I started either stealing them, / keeping them, / collecting them, or stealing more of them because we would use them as blanks for Stoupe to put beats on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Like the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You know what
And
the biggest cassette single sales-wise was?
What?
The remake Elton John did of Candle in the Wind.
Really?
I think they didn't.
We had boxes of that shit and couldn't keep them in stock.
Wow.
Motherfuckers lost their mind over that shit.
That was when she tapped?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
97.
Yeah.
That was 97?
Yeah, when she tapped.
Okay, then yeah, that makes total sense.
It does.
then.
That's why I'm saying it, because it makes perfect
I know I
sense.
was a tower.
Yeah.
And there was fucking boxes of them, man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
People marked for
There
her,
was
man.
like, I'm not positive on this, but I think there was 30 in a box. And we had boxes stacked up taller than we were. And motherfuckers were just like, wow, buying that shit.
Elton came up, huh?
He knows how to fucking do the deal.
He does.
Candle in the wind.
He knows how to pull them heartstrings.
All
All right, well, let's end it with a special one that I'll let Pablo start with. Pablo, what comes to mind when I say the name Correct?
It's funny you say that because I was just talking to him on the Facebook, and he threw up a a Throwback Thursday picture, and it was from like a week ago. And I'm like, dude, do you fucking know internet etiquette? Like, throwback is a throwback. That means like at least a year, if not like 5. And he's like, it's not. And then we're like, no, it is. Like, so then I did like a Throwback Wednesday, and I put like a picture of Wednesday, and then fucking Cody Mack was like, Throwback today. It took a picture of the clock from an hour ago. Like,
That's all right.
yeah,
He
yeah.
won with that one.
That's all right.
It was the best thing I ever saw. So yeah.
OG, correct?
I think correct is working, you all. And you realized that he was making a joke about it being throwback and saying, oh, throwback.
He's not
It
that
was like-
smart.
I think he's working all you, and
no.
I think you're a mark.
No.
Okay.
I'm fucking not mad at Gavin, and I have something to say about this fucking guy.
Nice.
Remember the story I told you about him buying cheap tickets to
Yes.
the boxing matches and getting launched out of He's told Pablo that I was taking that.
It's on the internet.
What did he say?
He said you embellished the story.
He said that I embellished.
I don't believe that for a second.
Now, what is he calling me to task on? What did I embellish? How bad his terrible cheap seats are? Or how many times I've seen him get fucking launched out of good seats and then fucking embarrassed? Which part is he embellishing? Which part am I embellishing? That is my question to you. They're both going on
Here
their
it is.
Facebook.
Here it is. So he wrote, first of all, Paz fabricated that story for cheap pop, but I let him rock with it for entertainment purposes for the show. And he failed to mention the time we went to a fight at AC and he bought a $300 to $400 seat and I paid $24 and we sat next to each other. That one time is the only time in the history of life I didn't upgrade to a better seat. I went to the biggest fight of the year 2 weeks ago and bought cheap seats and got not only upgraded, but the red carpet treatment. And I learned that move from an OG. He's jelly.
He learned it from an OG, the move. Yes, the OG actually has some fucking clout that he's talking about. So that's how this OG pulls it off. That's one. B, the fight that he's talking about, that did happen where he paid for cheap seats and sat with us. He has been rung up every other time. He sat in the fucking nosebleeds with his brother, Mick, who was a friend of the show, for fucking Golovkin Stevens. He sat in the we went to fucking Kovalev. Him and his brother sitting with fucking Lanny and I. He gets fucking rung up, and I'm fucking texting him fucking live pictures because they looked like fucking ants from where he was sitting. He couldn't differentiate between the white guy and the black guy. That's how fucking far he was sitting it there. So I fucking call him to task, other than Matisse Peterson, where it worked. He tries to fucking act like he's buying popcorn, act like he's throwing out a hot dog to catch around here and there, and can't fucking relax with his fucking cheap ways. He's following the ways of Pablo,
God bless
and it
him.
is a fucking cancer.
It's a mockery.
It is.
Well, there you go. Correct. You've now made it to infamy. You're now a
Best of luck
subject
to
of
you.
word association. And that wraps up another rousing round of the word association gimmick. And that can only mean one thing.
That leads us to Pablo and Sicko's favorite segment.
It's the internet's favorite thing.
I mean, you can't argue with the internet.
This segment is called Dear Vin. It's been a while, so there's no shortage of lunacy,
No, there is not.
as Sicko has provided me.
Here's some fucking thoughts from
All right. Dear Vin. Yo, Vinny, I'll rap battle you in a sec. Check this line. I'm the Walking Dead, talking shit. If heaven has a fence, I'm hopping it.
Awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Sign him.
I mean, I'm not mad at that line.
That's it.
Oh. Right.
It sounds like one of Jordy's rap battles.
It does.
That was it, by the way. He asked me to battle him, told him to check his line, spit his line.
Short and sweet.
You
I liked it.
It's like his 9 to 5. He did his 8 and skate. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
He got in, got out. Hey, yo. Go ahead, P. Jiggy. I see you.
He's all that.
I mean, Gavin Mark.
Did he say what his rap name was?
No.
Fuck.
It's a real name there.
Forget it. Come up with something.
Dave.
MC Dave?
No, just Dave.
Dave?
Just Dave.
Yeah.
Dear Vin, I love when I see a question mark, because if you're going to make a crazy statement to me, like, have at it, Charlie does it, I just have to accept it. It's when there's a question mark, you're asking me. Scorpions and Jewish mysticism are connected? Question. It's, homie, I don't know. He continues. I have flashbacks. Please respond. I may be crazy. Oh,
Maybe.
oh, listen, pal. Listen. I may be crazy, but I think the end is near. And I am having memories that are not mine triggered by your verses. Now I have all these symbols and names. Gabriel, cross if you are there, please. Tell me what is happening. I've had psychic experiences before, but nothing like this Jewish writing. I'm starting to doubt who I really am and have occult knowledge without studying it. Maybe a shotgun to the head would be the best, Gabriel. Ra and Akim Allah and all these words wake emotions in me. Fuck this. I'm going to go get high. Bye.
I mean,
Any thoughts, gentlemen? Gavin?
the opening line was all right.
Would you like to hear it again?
Please.
Scorpions and Jewish mysticism are connected? Pablo, any thoughts?
I don't know, but I will look into it.
All right. Whether or not scorpions are connected to Jewish mysticism.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
he sparked my interest.
All right. Dear Vin, you make me want Islam. I'm confused, though. You not eat pork products? I like Islam, but I also like pork product.
I mean,
I like bacon. Can I eat cheese?
That's the fucking question of the month right there. That's fucking great.
And finally,
I like all these tonight. Good ones.
if I go through that, I actually understand everything he says. So I'm wondering, I could tell him, but I don't think that guy's listening.
well,
to
let
him.
me ask: Can you eat cheese? Is there something wrong with cheese?
Well, there's not. But everything that is halal is not kosher. But everything that's kosher is halal.
Okay.
So if you, by Jewish dietary law, you can't eat meat and dairy
Right.
at the same time.
Right.
So in Islam, you can eat cheese. You can eat dairy. You can eat cheese in Judaism, but you couldn't have a cheesesteak. You couldn't have what our moms make, meaning
Gotcha.
raviolis and meatballs. Meat
Gotcha.
and dairy can't be in the same dish. So, brother, no pork is allowed at all on any level, even byproducts. Things like certain aspirins, gel caps, that's gelatin, that's swine, and obviously not bacon. And you could eat cheese, even though, it came out crazy, which makes for comedy.
But see, I learned something. So
Yeah. Jordy's head almost exploded when I started. I didn't know Jordy was Jewish. And so we started talking about the members of Tribe. And I almost had her thoroughly convinced that I was MOT with my knowledge of Judaism.
what's MOT?
A member of the Tribe.
Oh.
The Tribe being
Yeah, gotcha.
Call Quest, of course.
the tribe. I was talking to her about the 12 tribes, the 144,000, and I told her that if she makes a sukkahs and does sexy time with her husband in the sukkahs, that's a mitzvah. Did I not, OG?
You did.
Wasn't she happily surprised with that information?
She was.
There you go.
So I will help her make a sukkahs
God
for
bless
her
you.
and her husband. Thank you. Gesundheit. Jordy, I will help you. Gavin will help me. We'll build the sukkahs for you and your husband to do mitzvah.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
If any of that was too personal, Pablo will edit it out, and the Gavin will say whether or not it was or not. And the last Dear Vin of tonight. Dear Vin, there's only one cornerstone, and that's Jesus. Repent for your sins.
I mean,
Look, I don't know where anyone gets any idea that any of us have heat with JC.
He's talking about the corner store, pal.
Oh, I know.
There's only one
Jeez.
corner store, and that's the church.
JC
go.
is
Repent.
JC hanging out at Mike's on the corner.
So you're telling me L&D African on 56th
I saw him, man.
Street, you saw Jesus there?
Listen,
He was from the hood. He ran with a crew.
that's what I'm saying.
He was 12 deep, you're telling me?
I saw him asking for some change.
You did.
I did.
Well,
JC is multicultural.
He
He'll
is.
fraternize with anyone.
He
He's
is.
got no
He
no
is.
heat with nobody.
and every Abrahamic religion has no heat.
And he's a MOTT.
He is.
So he's the original.
Why would I have heat? God's chosen people.
King of Kings.
Hey, Jesus is just all right by me.
That's been another rousing
Bloodbath,
bloodbath, murder scene, homicide scene.
carnage.
That's been another car crash known as David. Some thoughts about maniacs. I'm going to throw it to my friend Pablo. Before I throw that over, have each of you gentlemen heard the theme music to our sitcom yet? Gavin definitely has. Yes. Pablo?
Yes.
I started working on lyrics tonight at the studio. They popped Scott Stallone. So you and I need to flesh it out. We will record it here, and Pablo will mix it.
Okay.
Yes. Under the cover of night, I've had Scott working on some.
You
did
have.
he play you some stuff?
You have.
Did he play you some stuff tonight?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? And you're liking it?
I heard he wrote the theme song to the sitcom a while ago.
Yeah.
The other stuff, as you commissioned him,
Yes.
he was letting me in on it. I hear there's a word association
Yes.
theme
Yes. That one live.
and some other things.
Yes.
With that said, also, we're starting to put videos up heavily. So you got to pit them over. Make sure you like them and watch them.
And subscribe to
subscribe
that because
to
I want
that.
my own fucking button. Vinnie Paz could be the only one with a button.
Sicko.
And real quick with that too. So the problem that we have with social media is these are YouTube videos. I post them all the time. You're not getting to see them because of the Facebook algorithm, whatever it is they do. Because I can tell how many.
I can back Sicko's statement up just with my own post.
Right.
Things slip through the cracks unless you pay to
Right.
have them. What's the word called? Not embedded.
Sponsored,
sponsored, yeah.
but you're basically paying like an ad.
Yeah, so we'd be paying for an ad for you to watch us with these stupid videos. I mean, when we think something's important or we really need your help, we'll sponsor it.
Right.
But
for this to get around that, and I hate to tell you to subscribe to one more thing, but if you're on YouTube anyway, just go to our channel. Our channel's name is Vinnie Paz Presents the Broad Street Breakdown. So it's its own entity, it's separate from Vinnie's music channel, so you won't find it there. This way, if you go and subscribe, if you're interested in the videos of the show, and that was the thing before we started putting them out.
Yeah.
People kept writing, you should make
yeah,
videos.
So we've been filming and Pablo's been editing like a maniac. So
and
it's
they've come
basically-
out really fucking well because of Pablo's work.
Thank you.
So if you just want to know when new ones come up and everything, the best bet is to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
All right, cool. Wanted to get that out of the way. Well,
A
along
humble
with our
Pablo.
returning segments, I'm hoping to hear the correct answer to this. Pablo, Professor
sir.
Pablo.
Hello.
Is there a Pablo cheapo tip of the week?
There is.
Pablo's cheap.
How have you been?
I'm fine. Great.
All right,
I got
that's
put over, and now I'm gonna get put under.
All right.
So it's fine.
So you got put over, and now you're getting buried within.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right.
But this one, I guess is probably. Everyone said the last one was whack, so whatever. But this
my
one,
mom hit
she-
you on.
I
the-
know.
Told
She
you.
took him to task.
she didn't learn nothing. She didn't learn nothing from that one. I guess.
No.
So this one, I guess everyone's probably gonna think is whack too, because I'm sure everyone does this one. So it's going to be like
I'm sure
Pablo.
everyone does this one.
We
Is
do
it-
this one.
It's
So
a scary.
We'll be the judge of
Yeah,
that.
we'll be the judge of that.
So I don't know if we mentioned earlier. Like I'm a creature of habit. I love a nice routine.
Oh yeah.
I love my routine in life. If
That's
my
an
routine
understatement
is
of the
fucking
world.
thrown off, I'm ruined for the whole day, right? So you get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you come home, take a shower,
Okay.
you put on like either pajamas or just like night clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like a t-shirt.
Basketball shorts.
Yeah,
A nightcap.
right. So
House slip. Me and Gavin do basketball shorts, house slippers, and a
Dig it.
A
scully.
dressing gown, if you will.
yeah, a smoking jacket, if you will.
Uh-huh.
So that's Monday, right? So then Tuesday, same thing happens, right?
Sure.
Oh no.
So let's just say you come home from work,
Okay.
take a shower.
Yeah.
What are you putting on Tuesday?
You're putting on the same thing you put on Monday. aren't
Minus
you?
the boxer shorts. The goddamn right. You were wearing them same night clothes for the whole week.
I mean,
What's dirty?
I'm not super upset with this.
I mean, I don't wash my basketball shorts every day.
Right.
But you're wearing them every day, though, right?
Around
Yeah,
the,
but-
like
Pajamas or night clothes or whatever.
Okay.
Is this saving you money?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
washing.
I'm not doing the wash.
And then in case you need that dope T-shirt, it's there. It's not in the laundry. When you're
That
ready,
confused me.
you never
Yeah,
know.
what?
I was with him with like the.
I'm just trying to give added bonuses to why you,
You
would do
should
this.
stop because you're ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like dumb out. This is where I give you the speech that you're mentally ill for being cheap. I just think you need to step your game up, because like you said, everyone might do this. I mean, I've seen OG in basketball shorts when I've come here. I'm assuming like he's not washing them 7 days a week, but I'm assuming he's wearing them 7 days a week because I am. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have like 4, 5, 6, 7 pair of basketball shorts
Right.
to walk around, but you end up liking this. It's the same shit
Right.
when you buy
Yeah, you got the
kicks.
two
Yep.
Jones
It's
you
the
like.
same shit when you buy
Yep.
jeans. You have fucking 9 pairs. You're like,
Yep.
I'm wearing these every day.
Yep.
I have 700 pairs of sneakers and rotate 5 pair.
Right.
So I feel like that's what you're doing. I mean, the thing with washing jeans or washing your clothes is if you got the monk. If you got monkey butt, then that seeps into your butt, and then you're violating.
You gotta
other
wash,
pe-
yeah.
You're violating everybody's personal space. But I mean,
I ain't a dirty motherfucker, so I'll wear shit.
You're so clean.
I know.
yeah, I'm
Spotless.
Gavin and I smell so fucking good all the time, and all the fucking ladies compliment us all the time. Somehow Sicko has put himself into this fucking club.
It's because
Of smelling
he
good.
washed himself with obsession.
Yeah, but
That's
you ever
his fucking
notice how he
shit.
pits himself into our club?
When did I do that?
You were like, I smell great. Da da da. People tell me. You don't remember that?
I do.
See? Yes.
Okay.
It was like 6 months ago, but yeah, I do remember.
Well, I do smell good.
You don't smell good.
I do.
You don't smell good like
Okay.
we smell.
Okay.
You
Does he-
don't
but-
get complimented
wait.
by the
But does he
ladies.
smell
do all the
bad,
time.
or does he
No,
not
he
just
does
smell
not
at all?
smell bad.
He just
No.
doesn't. He's just,
I've known Sicko a very long time. He's like a
Never
fucking
smelled. Stink?
always take a shower. Dude.
Thank you.
He doesn't-
Always.
Yeah.
I never seen him grimy ever.
Thank you.
Ever. I'm not even going in that direction of ball bust. He tried to pit himself in our.
He's baseline. He's just average.
He's
just a guy.
He's like you.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
No,
He's
I
just
smell
this.
good.
He's like you. I don't think of you. There's things I think. Oh, he's got a glorious bouffant.
Right.
It's spectacular head of hair.
Thank you.
I'm not like
Thank you.
Pablo smells good. Jackie, the Cath.
Oh, you
Okay.
smell good, and the OG smells good.
Right.
Yeah, I'm cuddling up all day with you
Do
guys.
you
used
think
to.
Sicko smells good?
No.
Right.
And when he does smell good, it's his obsession. He's wearing that fucking Guido cologne.
Wow. I don't know about what he pits on to make.
What was your drawing in high school?
It was obsession.
Yeah, see, I'll just bust your balls.
No, he's absolutely right. I did. Like 88, 89.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do to make you sleep with me?
You had some fucking gimmick on not too long ago.
I have 3 I rotate.
Yeah.
I mentioned
But
before
you
on the
don't
mailbag.
smell like anything.
No, I don't. I put it on, in case.
No, it's.
He
I
smelled-
understand.
He came in the shop like a couple weeks ago. He smelled like Wanamakers.
Oh, all right, all right,
Nice.
all right.
yeah, the free gimmicks. You go in
He
there.
smelled
you get
like
the free
JC
testers.
Penney?
Yes.
Yeah, I had the tester.
He rubbed the testers all
Yeah.
over his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
I got the gimmick where only my special lady friend who gets close to me smells how
All right, I mean that's fair enough.
I don't drown
Look,
myself
all
in
Rochon
shit.
has got to do is tell me.
She'll tell you. She's the one who picks all the shit out.
Well, she should,
Yeah.
because God knows you can't.
No, I would never. It's all back to her.
Pablo, we've been gone a long time. Has the mailbag built up?
Yes,
Do we have things for tonight?
we do. Before that, let's just take care
Do you
of the.
spray it on your bush and wang?
No, I don't go down that area with that.
You don't go down that area for anything.
I got a few gimmicks, but it ain't.
You don't have any.
It ain't the
gimmicks.
Cologne.
If you have a thicket down there, then there's nothing going
You
on.
don't know what I got down there, buddy.
You told us.
You told us what you got
Pablo
going on
told
down
us you
there.
got a hog.
He's got a
and you told us you got a fucking jungle.
He's got a
Yeah.
fucking shrubbery.
So you have a hog jungle. Sicko, write that down.
He's got right out hog jungle.
So you have a hog jungle.
Well,
Continue.
I expect a Twitter account called Hog Jungle, and that picture's gonna be awesome.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
So first mailbag, let me put over Terrible. He sent us stuff in the
Yo,
mail,
terrible, man. Good looking, man.
including
we love you.
who's this?
Says
He gave
Terry
us-
Gordy.
First off, I didn't even know there was a fucking Bam Bam out there.
yeah.
Gavin fucking no-sold me when I popped because my head almost exploded. We had Bam Bam Terry Gordy.
Well, I already looked at it for 4 hours before you saw it.
You were probably
So
playing with him before I got there.
I had a match.
Yeah, so that's unfair. And he gave us Dynamite Kid, who is the worst doll ever.
Fabricated.
No, what is your the physical body? The worst
Physique?
No, everything. Not,
I
it's
feel like we're on $100,000.
we are.
Rita
we are.
Moreno?
In other words, like
Hot spicy number?
In other words, the head is too big. This is too small.
Proportion?
Proportionately, this thing is an abortion.
Gagortion?
It's a look at the
It's
head.
a proportion
Look
Gagortion.
at the look at the head from the side.
Wow. It's like a bullet head.
It's the head is all fucking crazy. Dynamite Kid was mad small. He looks like a fucking prime animal or hawk in this thing. So good looking, terrible. So we
I
can
gotta
play
say,
with
I'm gonna
more
need
guys.
need
Yeah,
Terrible to send me a Stormwatch sticker for the write that down files.
I have one for you.
All right then.
So thanks to Terrible, and also thanks to Jimmy Ferrari. He's one of our original gimmick gangs. He's
What up,
also-
Jimmy?
He's a promoter at Blast Furnace Productions. He sent us our Dymo label maker.
This label maker is where this label maker Gavin's
From 1974.
The OG's been
OG.
chinging it all.
We already got
episode.
things gimmick. The
Yeah.
list, it's now on there. It's on everything.
That's the sound of our childhood.
That gimmick is already been put to use. So
And the
shout out.
poster's dope. I think we're gonna put it up, and we're gonna put the PSB Hall of Famers
Yeah,
on that poster.
that's what the idea we came
That's
up
the
with
idea.
at the shop. Hopefully that sticks, but it's a brilliant idea.
And
I don't know if Gavin or Pablo came up with that, but it's
the
brilliant.
OG came out with it. And hopefully, I'm gonna get some free time, and I'll start sending out more stickers of what I have left. Unfortunately, I do not have any more cheesesteak stickers.
All right,
They were hot commodity.
I'll see what I can do about that.
All
but
right.
I really might just have what I have for that personal collection in my bag.
And if you ask me for stickers, it helps if you have an address. So don't email me and say, "Yo, how do I get stickers?"
Right.
Just say, "I want stickers. Here's my address."
Right.
And if I have some, you'll get some.
Right.
It's
very
that simple.
simple.
It's
We
that
keep
simple.
We keep it simple. So let's go with this sticker. First one is Dear Vin. Why in the world haven't you put out a hardcore record? Your vocals on the Kickback cover with the Terror are some of the best hardcore vocals I've ever heard. Just start a gimmick and put out a gimmick.
Will Gavin?
So what's going on with that? You and
What's
Gavin
that,
supposed
cake?
to
Are you unwrapping brie? You got some chess?
Gavin and I are going to do something with Mick, our buddy Mick, and he wrote tons of riffs that we loved. And then when we said we love these riffs, he said, "Fuck those riffs, I have better ones." He just had a baby, so after the new year, we'll get the riffs from Mick. Gavin and I will start working on the vocals, and
You have a drummer?
maybe,
Do you have anyone playing triangle?
yes,
All right.
you.
Cool.
Jason from Sheer Terror wants once in.
Ting, 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 ting,
Yeah.
ting, ting.
Or tambourine I could do.
So we're gonna do a 7-inch, and
So Edwin, you had perfect timing on that one.
we have 3 names that we love. Mick and Gavin love this one name, so I'm gonna get outvoted, and that's that.
In seriousness, is there any place for me and Sicko in this band?
Well, as you both know, every classic hardcore record has
Backing vocals.
the backing vocal choir. They were always creatively named.
I could do that. Easy. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, next question is Kenneth from Germany says, what are your favorite wrestling arena entrances?
Oof.
That's heavy.
And go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
And name some of your worst, if you're so kind.
The worst one of all time, I want to shoot it and him, is Shawn Michaels.
Agreed. or Warrior. That was bad too.
Yeah. I know what Gavin's going to say, and
Tatanka.
I wish I could go first, but as my OG, I have to let him.
I'm gonna chuck out 2. So if you want to do the one, go ahead, and I'll use the other one if you use one of mine.
Shane Douglas.
Oh, hard. I wasn't even thinking that. So good.
So fucking good. It didn't work once they got the real TV deal, right? Because they couldn't use
they
it.
couldn't use Perfect Strangers anymore.
Yeah. But him coming out to Perfect Strangers, didn't they use it for Triple Threat too?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
But that wasn't created for him. It was just brilliant to use it. Originals. Well, you have 2 off the top?
Yeah.
Yo, go ahead.
Road Warriors with Iron Man
Oh, yeah. All fucking day.
and the Freebirds.
Wow.
The Freebirds was so fucking good.
Wow. I assume everyone's younger than us, so I'll throw something out there that I can think of that got pops to someone who might be much younger than us. I marked every time the glass hit for Austin. You know what I mean? I think how it was set up brilliantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was heavy duty. I mean, Perfect Strangers. That was what it was?
That was the Triple Threat.
Yeah, the Triple Threat and Shane Douglas and ECW was probably my all-time favorite.
That was so good.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Yeah, and he was brilliant then.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like maybe untouchable on the mic at that point.
Yes. At that time, who was fucking with him?
Nobody.
Right there?
Nobody. So fucking good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Kenneth. Next one is from Chris Bevilacqua,
Shout out to Germany, though. Listen,
Deutschland, as we call it.
Deutschland.
This one's a little long, so bear with me. What's up, Gimmick
We're
Gang?
gonna bear with you trying to read.
Been loving the podcast. Just wanted to drop you a line to show some love. I recently caught the episode where you spoke about subcultures, and you guys nailed it. I'm 41, grew up listening to punk rap, skateboarding, had a lot of tattoos, etc., and feel so fortunate in it to grow up in that era. A few things that I came up when I was listening was I really missed the camaraderie of those times. If someone had a skate in hand or was rocking a crazy haircut or band tee, you could just connect and be fast friends. I feel like those days are long gone. I remember being 12, 13, and older heads would give me the nod or a pound because of a t-shirt or whatever, and it would always make me feel good, like I belong to something special. I know change is inevitable, and it's not wise to hang on to the past, but there's a lot to miss. All the elements of our times have been repackaged and resold to those who have no clue and rep it like it's some trend, and I feel upset by all the appropriation. Just curious what your guys' thoughts are on this. I like how you put it on your site, quote, things seem so much different now, the scene has died away, end quote. Anyways, much peace.
Much peace.
Much peace is what he answered on.
That fucking guy's spot on. He can fucking come sit in Sicko's chair. I like that. It's fucking all right.
That was unnecessary. What's funny is I've said basically the exact same thing, and you all have jumped on my down
The
my
whole
throat.
podcast is that. What are you talking about?
dare you.
London Fog.
Yeah,
Take it
you
easy.
London Fog.
Brain. Fucking the whole thing's about that.
How dare you?
The only part of my podcast is when I said this. Vinny talks about boxing all the time.
Right.
London Fog.
Write that down.
No, I'll do no such thing.
Refusal of London Fog.
Write it down your goddamn self.
Should he be put on the list for refusal?
I'll let it slide.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, for me to build off of what, what's the gentleman's name, or he didn't?
It is Chris Bevilacqua.
Yeah, Chris. I mean, I feel similarly. I don't know what killed that type. I mean, I know what killed it, but if you saw, to me, if you saw someone with a sheer terror shirt on back then, it meant a lot. It was very different than if you see a kid with a sheer terror shirt on tonight. If I see someone at the bar, maybe that's an age thing. Maybe, I don't know what it is. I'm a time and a place person, man. I genuinely believe in all that. I believe it's applicable to music. I believe it's why there's some records OG hates and I love fucking because I was 12 and he was 17. That's a fucking huge difference of how you look at shit. You know what I mean? So how could I possibly be like, oh no, listen to it again? Time and place is huge, man. So maybe it's just more where you were at in your life than it is things changing. Maybe a 12-year-old kid who sees another 12-year-old kid does show love. I don't know. I don't have any exposure to that.
For me, one of the things he said about understanding and realizing that things need to change, that was something that was difficult for me to accept and understand.
Yeah.
Like all through my 20s, I was that very stereotypical, like, if it's not 20 years old, you don't know, like,
yeah,
and trying to grow out of that, and I guess once you get to like the age of 40 and above, things like that, like I look at it in a lot of different ways. Like it's not supposed to be how it was.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, I like the fact that things are different.
Yeah.
Because it makes what we had something of our own that really can't be replicated as hard as they try.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm always very supportive and very behind new shit, even if I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing like these bands that get booked all the time, like I don't know the first fucking thing about them, but I know that there's a show with like 8 bands that cost $7 to get into some shitty club. I'm all for it.
Right.
So I mean, it's a balance, like everything else.
Yeah.
I think.
Cool. And last question from Josh. I know some of you have talked on the show about suffering from OCD. I was just wondering how it affects your daily lives. Do you have rituals, things that you need to be specific numbers, doorknobs, light switches, touching things, etc.?
I'm really lucky. I don't have any of that in my life whatsoever.
I have it, but none of it. All of my shit, I have horrible afflictions, but the OCD is minimalistic. Yeah. I have rituals. They're very minute, and they're not something that I would say makes my life worse. They're just little stupid things. You know what I mean? Like, and then none of them are all horrible either. I check the stove a lot to make sure it's not on. You know what I mean? Like more times than you should, but I don't.
I do that too.
Yeah,
but I never thought of that as OCD. I thought of that as just being
If
careful.
you do it more than once, it is. When you know that it's off, but you still check it, that's considered.
I don't think I'm that bad.
Yeah, like I'll check it 4 or 5 times. I'm super anal retentive about my stuff, like sneakers and stuff. You know, I clean them every time I get home, which is obviously not necessary unless you step in some, you know what I mean, some dirt or grass or something. But I mean, nothing that would be considered obsessive compulsive disorder gets to me to the point where my life has changed. You know what I mean?
Like you can't leave the house. If you
Yeah.
tap
Like
gimmick,
the depersonalization. That's what runs my life.
Okay, and that's it for the mailbag.
All right.
Thank you all for your letters.
And lastly, as we do every week before we wrap it up, we throw y'all a recommendation. Could be film, TV series, movies, books, music, whatever we're into at that moment. So I'll throw it over to Sicko first if you have something.
I do indeed, and mine will come as absolutely no surprise to anyone here. But I just finished the Johnny Marr autobiography, and it's fucking great. I don't know if I can say, like, if you're not a Smiths fan, you'll love it. I don't know if it's that good because I'm so biased towards him. Like he could have basically written dog shit, and I would have thought it was great. But if you are a Smiths fan, it's really great to read how casually he describes writing some of the most important songs in my life. It's well written. I'm sure he had help on it. It's funny. It's charming. It's really cool shit in it. And it was good enough where the stuff that he described that he did after the Smiths was interesting to me. I don't give a fuck about any of it musically, but it was a fun read.
Nice.
And to me, it was great because it's a book I've literally been waiting, a story I've been waiting to hear for 30 years from his viewpoint.
I gotta peep it.
And he never said a bad word about anybody. He never said one bad word about Morrissey, nothing. So
That's cool.
I really liked it. So yeah, the Johnny Moore autobiography, you can pretty much get it anywhere. It's brand new.
Professor?
This one I'm really embarrassed about because I
Okay.
think I had these albums in my library and never listened to them.
Okay.
And something in me last week said, let's just put some. I need something new on in the shower. And they might be
he's
my
peeing.
they might be my favorite albums of like the last 10 years. These Joe Coffey records.
Oh, all day.
Like I haven't been. It's a shoot. I haven't been emotionally moved by an album, and I don't know how long. Like I almost like teared up listening to these records.
Oh, it's fucking heavy biz.
Some of the most brilliant
The
lyrics
shit
I've
is-
ever
the lyrics
heard in my
are
life.
incredible, vulnerable, powerful. The music is a little bit overproduced, but it sounds awesome that it's overproduced because it's different and it's. Oh my god, man! If you guys fucking this shit is
Paulie's-
fucking awesome.
I actually had that in the tuck for when I run out of
too late.
recommendations. I was gonna do the Joe Coffey deal.
I just couldn't believe that I never just picked up these records to listen to because they're from 02 and 07.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, fuck, man, I missed out. But that's all I've been listening to for the past 2 weeks is both those albums, Bright as the Stars Were Under and When the Fabric Doesn't Fit the Frame.
That's a good one.
Fucking A, man. These
That
are
fucking
fucking awesome.
title's heavy as fuck.
Oh, all day.
Yeah, just fucking awesome albums. Check it out.
OG?
Mine's a YouTube clip.
I like this gimmick.
I love it.
He's curated it.
I love it.
It's only a couple minutes long. It's look up Bad Brains Attitude live at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles,
Oh,
California.
it's a fucking bloodbath.
It's one fucking song. It's the opening song. I don't know if there's any other footage from this dude. The description just says it's something that just he shot when he was there. Fucking hell, it's
yeah.
good.
When
I've
you sent
seen
it to
that.
me, whoa.
Right.
Yeah. Mine is a series. It's on Hulu. It's called 11/22/63. It's James Franco is the lead, and his OG owns this diner, and his OG takes him back and it basically says, look, I'm going to die. You need to carry on with what I've been doing. And he opens this door in the back of the diner, and it's a time portal.
What?
And he goes into it, and his objective is to figure out how to fix the whole Kennedy assassination to where he doesn't get killed.
Wow.
And it gets batshit. J.J. Abrams, it's from Stephen King, a book.
I've heard something about this, but I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out what it was about.
It's heavy duty. It's from Stephen King, and J.J. Abrams produced it and is involved in putting it together. J.J. Abrams has done dope sci-fi shit. And James Franco is really dope. It's, you know how everything works. They'll say something's an 8-part miniseries, but if it's huge, they'll figure out a way to, you know what I mean? So as of right now, 8 episodes exist on Hulu on demand. If you don't have it, I'm sure people like illegally download things, and that's how they get shit. But I have Hulu. I'm not even finished it. I actually read the book as well.
Word.
But it's really dope, man. So yeah, that's it, and that's it for this episode of the Broad Street Breakdown. BroadStreetBreakdown.com, at BSB Radio 1 on Twitter. Broad Street Breakdown Facebook, and info at broadstreetbreakdown.com if y'all want to send us letters, questions, any of that.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Subscribe to everything, rate, review, all of that, and we'll see y'all on Thursday. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.